Geez, I don't know. You could have gone in so many directions today.
Many.
Barry White.
You don't know.
You never know. Neil Peart.
Mm-hmm.
It's that Rush guy. Hans Zimmer's birthday. Now, of course, he's best known for doing all these movie scores now.
Yes.
But he was Video Killed the Radio Star.
Yeah, we didn't need to hear that again.
Nah, nobody needs to hear that again.
It's Busy Bones' birthday today.
I don't know who that is.
Think. Bone Thugs
Unharmony. The bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Busy Bone.
Mm-hmm. It's 2 Chainz' birthday today. I could have went there.
Yeah, but you, because...
On this day, Ben Folds, that's the Ben Folds 5 that just played.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Folds was born.
You know, it's interesting.
He's 52.
That reminds me, what with it being September 11th yesterday.
Yes.
You remember, we had a big-ass show, I don't know, a week or two after September 11th. Like, we had Ben Folds. Scheduled. He was afraid to fly.
Yeah.
And didn't come.
Ben Folds, I heard a song by Ben Folds this morning. He has written a song about Rod Rosenstein.
Already, huh?
I think it's called Mr. Peepers.
Wow.
And I couldn't hear it very well, and it's a complimentary song about Rod Rosenstein.
I mean, I could have.
No, we're not talking about this.
For obvious reasons.
We are not. No.
It's disturbing.
There are children listening.
I don't know this.
You don't know?
There are children
I
listening.
don't know this.
You haven't read the Paul McCartney thing?
No.
Gary, don't. No.
Does it have something to do with masturbation?
Yes.
Because I heard you say something about masturbation.
You really haven't heard that story?
No. When is it? Where is it? From whence does it come?
It's Vanity
interview.
Fair, GQ.
It's a new interview.
Yep.
I know he's done a big interview. I just haven't read it.
Yeah.
We are not talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll look it up and talk about it then coming up.
No. It is not appropriate.
I don't shy away from these things.
I will just say.
Yes.
That it will make this song.
No, Carrie.
Well,
stop.
I always thought it was about.
Unlistenable.
No.
Got Goo Goo.
No.
No.
Coming up slowly. Yeah.
No. I'm warning you.
Yeah.
You're warning me. What are you going to
warning
do?
you.
What are you going to do?
I'm warning
This would
you
be a
it's-
perfect day to end my career. This would be a perfect day to do it.
Could you wait till I get back next week and then do it?
Well,
Because it would just
ruin your vacation.
Well, it would leave her alone in here, and that would.
Perfect day to do it. Perfect day. All right, let's get the show started officially so we can end my career officially. We should. I guess we should do check-ins.
Well, we have to because we've got those Rocky Mountain Raceway Night of Fire tickets to get.
I have to have some Mill Creek coffee. This may be the last day I have my Mill Creek coffee as I end my career.
You can have it while you're retired.
Sure, I'll have Mill Creek coffee at home. And this would not be a retirement, Gina. This would be a shameful exile.
A banishment?
I would be banished from radio, but I'd still be able to drink Mill Creek coffee. Listen, check in with the Radio from Hell show if you like. We'll do some commercials here, and you check in at 877-602-9696. And in 3 words or less, tell us, what trashy thing do you do?
Trashy?
Now, I thought about this because I was looking at a picture of myself that was taken yesterday. And since my hair has gotten longer, I have need of hair bands occasionally, the little elastic bands for hair. And I noticed I had one on my wrist.
You think that's trashy?
I think it's trashy to have a hair band on your wrist, that you have there to put on your hair. It should be in your pocket or it should be somewhere away, not on your wrist. It's not a fashion accessory.
No.
It's something to pull your hair back with. It's trashy to have it on your wrist, I think. So what trashy thing do you do in 3 words or less? 877-602-9696. Give us a call. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. I know something that's not trashy in the slightest. Classy, not trashy.
Very.
Yeah.
Again,
buttery. It's buttery.
Buttery smooth is what I call my Brooklyn sheets, because when your bare feet, you slide.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Isn't that a great feeling? And again, going out of town, so I'm wondering is it rude to take my sheets?
Yeah, you'll miss them when you're at the hotel.
And
for
ask
sure.
the staff to put them on my bed at the hotel. Brooklinen gets named winner of Best Online Betting category by Good Housekeeping. Business Insider's raving about them, and I love them. They are just terrific. Founded in early 2014 by husband and wife team Vicky and Rich and their dog Dukes. Their mission to bring 5-star hotel quality sheets to everyday life. They're an old-fashioned approach despite totally modernizing an old industry. And go online. You'll learn an awful lot about the sheets that you have and the sheets that I have.
I can have the sheets that you have.
You can, easily. My Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on.
I'm coming to your house and getting yours.
Brooklinen.com is giving an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Get $20 off and free shipping when you use promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. They are so sure that you're going to love your new sheets. They offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all their sheets and comforters. The only way to get $20 off and free shipping is to use the promo code Jackson at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. And the promo code Jackson, my last name, JACKSON. These really are the best sheets ever.
September is Suicide Awareness Month. X96 and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention invite you to attend the Out of the Darkness Walk at 9 a.m. on Saturday, September 15th at Liberty Park in Salt Lake City. Suicide qualifies as an epidemic, and Utah has one of the highest suicide rates in the country. Join me, Bill Allred, on September 15th to work together and help put an end to suicide. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No.
But it forced you to think about me yesterday, even when you didn't want to. I entered your consciousness.
You know, you do anyway because you retweet and things so much, and I'm going to have to block your notifications because 90% of the time when my phone goes bing, that means somebody that I know has either retweeted or made a comment or something. It's 90%. I'm going to turn the notifications for you off because it's you 90% of the time.
Something I thought you would enjoy.
You said no, but here's what it is. You are an over retweeter. You retweet and retweet and retweet.
If I think somebody would enjoy something, I retweet it. You're welcome.
So yesterday, for example, she 4 times.
Yeah, like the Utah Jazz winning the playoff game. Like nobody would know that if you didn't retweet it. It's not necessary. So that's
You tweet the way you tweet, which is not enough, and I will tweet
you
the
know
way
what?
I tweet.
I tweet a lot. I just make sure that almost none of it's directed toward you.
You don't tweet a lot.
I do too.
Bill, for example, 2 times yesterday. One for himself and 1 retweet.
Yeah. I tweet plenty. Listen, I'll go through your tweets if you want. You want to see how many things you do.
On Thursday, he did 5 retweets.
Well,
Yeah.
here she
tweet
is
about
letting
twice as much
everybody
as
know
you.
who won the Real Salt Lake game
Yes.
because that's the only way anybody could find out.
That's not the only reason to tweet something. Perhaps I am happy they won, and
You
I am
retweeted it.
tweeting my support.
You're retweeting it to everybody who already knows.
Not necessarily.
From Hell's Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
So I looked up the Paul McCartney story, and we'll be getting into that in the news coming up. Yeah, celebrity news.
Nope.
Sure, we can do it. Listen, only one person has called to check in, so we're really on the verge of killing this feature. I guess.
I hope when I get back next week that it's gone.
I don't know why. I don't know why Sydney has called to check in. If
They probably want the Rocky Mountain Raceway Night of Fire tickets for Saturday, September 15th.
So if you want to call and check in, it's 877-602-9696. And tell us in 3 words or less, what trashy thing do you do? For instance, I think it's trashy to wear a hairband around your wrist, which I noticed that I was doing the other day. Somebody in the texting said, I'm a girl and I pee outside. That's kind of trashy.
Like regularly? Like
apparently.
chronically?
Yeah, I guess.
Like
So anyway, check in just a second, but right now we have to officially begin the radio show.
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
So the moon is a waxing crescent moon, 10.2% of full. It will be a full moon on September 24th. The moon will rise today at 10:18 a.m. And, of course, it is September and it is Shemptember, celebrating Shemp Howard, one of the Three Stooges. And it was on this date in 1943 that the Three Stooges released the film Dizzy Pilots. And in honor of September, Jimmy Page reveals that Led Zeppelin briefly considered calling the band Dizzy Pilots before they settled on Led Zeppelin. And it is Wednesday, the 12th day of September in the year of our Lord 2018, and this is North America's most intransigent radio broadcast. It's Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Carrie Jackson. I'm Bill Allred. That's Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred, no relation, for his protection, is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And who's helping out today? I didn't see. Who's here?
Nick's your buddy.
Nick's your buddy. Nick's your pal. That's one guy is here as well. Now we go to your check-ins.
Brought to you by What's Better After LASIK Pool Parties. Call Hopes Vision today for $800 off your all-laser LASIK procedure. Get ready to take the plunge. Call and schedule today.
All right. Guess we have to get started.
All right, now we have full lines. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. Sydney, you've been there. You've been very patient. Three words or less, Sydney. What trashy thing do you do?
Well, not me, but other people would be cutting people off in traffic. I think that's super trashy.
Cutting people off is trashy? I guess it's
Yeah,
trashy.
I think that's super trashy. Wait your turn. or
Sydney,
wake up earlier.
no, Sydney, if you'd go faster, I wouldn't have to.
All right, Sydney.
Yes, that's what I got. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for checking in.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Meg the manager.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
What trashy thing do you do?
Drink Bud Light.
That's kind of, well, it's refreshing.
It's about as trashy as I can go. I can't go lower than that. Unfortunately, Tim the Tree Guy drinks Natty Light. Ew.
Now, if you said I seek out and drink Bergie,
I don't even know what that is.
Burgermeister.
Oh.
I don't even know if you can get it anymore.
Black Label.
Oh, yeah. Mabel, Black Label.
Goodness.
I knew that Black Label was the cheapest beer on the planet because my neighbor had that is what he bought, and he was a notorious cheapskate.
Yeah. Hey, Meg. Now it says here in the texting or chat, I think it was texting, that you had yelled at your radio something.
Huh?
So when Carrie mentioned that Ben Folds 5 was 53, I seriously, he's 53.
I see.
Is he really that old?
Yeah.
No, he's 52.
Oh,
52.
I'm sorry.
So
He's
I
only
yelled.
He's only 52.
yeah,
Meg.
don't age him.
Don't worry.
You can yell next year when
Come
he's
on.
53.
I do yell at my radio a lot when we're listening. So I'm like,
right.
what's going on here?
All right. Thanks, Meg.
You're welcome.
Someone
Have a
needs.
good day.
Hang on. Someone needs to speak to you, I guess.
Oh.
All right. That's what I'm being told. Jonathan is here.
Morning, Jonathan.
Hey, how's it? Morning, guys. How are you?
Fine. 3 words or less. What trashy thing do you do?
I spit my sunflower seed shells into the cup holders of my car.
That's really
That
trashy.
is trashy. And I have done that as well. If you're going to do the sunflower seeds in the car, which is a good place to do it, you need to get a little paper
Little cup.
Little paper cup.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And
I agree.
Yeah, and that's the way.
I know it's the wrong thing to do.
I usually only do sunflower seeds when I'm on a road trip, and then I'll try to remember to get a paper cup and do it. Jonathan, would you like to go to the
Rocky Mountain Raceway.
Rocky Mountain Raceway for the Night of Fire?
I would love to take my fiance to that.
Okay. Now remember, you should probably wear an asbestos suit of some sort.
Because it's fire.
That's a
The
good
Night of Fire.
idea.
Okay, hang on
All
the
right.
line. Hang on the line. Okay.
Hang on. Not a cat checking in.
So this is not
Not
a cat.
a cat.
Not a trashy cat.
No. Never wear clothes.
It's trashy to be naked.
Tasha thinks that she curses too much.
Let Carrie be the judge. Of
I will be the judge.
Do you do anything trashy, Gina? Think about it. You can't come up with anything? Karen,
I mean, eating in my car. My husband would say eating in my car.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because my husband does not eat in his car.
I don't believe in eating in the car either.
He says gentlemen don't eat in the car.
Exactly.
Well, you're not a gentleman.
Or a lady, apparently, because I eat in my car.
Yeah, I think that is trashy to eat in your car.
Jake in the basement, cereal for dinner.
Yeah,
little.
it is. Yeah, kind of.
Bit.
I mean, so you do.
Okay, sitting on the couch, eating cereal for. If you sit at the table and eat cereal for dinner.
Sitting on the couch.
Sitting on the couch eating cereal for dinner. That's kind of.
Sitting on the couch watching television and eating anything like dinner is
trashy.
I think trashy. Even if you have. Especially if you don't have a tray or anything. If you're just holding the dish.
That's trash.
And I did that the other day. I had a plate of food, just sort of on my lap, eating
that's trash.
And watching TV.
Go to the table.
Yeah.
Let's see. Floss with a strand of my hair.
That's just gross.
Very trashy.
That is. Banana clips in my hair. Teacher Emily.
A little.
That can be practical, though. Yeah.
All right. I can't. No.
Come on.
I still get great pleasure from Wonder White bread, Oscar Mayer bologna, and a slice of Kraft Single.
That's trashy.
With the best foods.
And I know you still, if a situation calls for it, you'd still do a snot rocket.
Oh, every morning.
Yeah.
And Miracle Whip.
On the bologna.
On the bologna.
Yeah.
That's pretty trashy, I think.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Let's see if you'll love the traffic. Crash eastbound Mario Capecchi on Foothill Drive. Right lane and shoulder are blocked. Everyone needs to move into the left lane to get by. That's the only incident I'm seeing so far. If you see something, you can always text it to us, 33986. This Thursday through Saturday, it's urban plein air in the blocks with live open-air painting from 25 artists. It's all free, including the public exhibition September 21st. Get the details at theblockslc.com.
One thing you really ought to take into account this weekend, go today. Diamonds Direct.
Oh, yeah.
Go today. I'm sure it's going to go through this weekend, but I don't know how much longer Diamonds Direct is going to do this. No money down, 5 years interest-free sale.
Now, if you're thinking about getting engaged or even Christmas, birthday presents, it doesn't have to be something you're giving right away. The sale is so good you can buy your diamonds now and then hold on to it for that special occasion.
Yeah, if you want diamond earrings, diamond stud earrings, this would be a great thing for, maybe you have a man in your life who has always wanted a diamond stud earring.
Perfect.
And a nice one. So you go to Diamonds Direct, and they already have low prices. You say, I want to get him a really nice diamond stud earring. They'll help you pick it out, and then no money down, and then you just make payments, no interest payments for 5 years. You can do it.
And then eventually you can upgrade that diamond.
Yeah. You could get a $12,000 designer engagement ring at Diamonds Direct for only $200 a month. You can find out more at diamondsdirect.com or go to the showroom. They're at 6400 South, right across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
The music starts at 10 with a 1 hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
I could talk about this now because my wife's Christmas party is over, the one that she has at work. And one of the deals is they do a white elephant every year, and it's an exchange, and then they do that. I don't know what's it called, where it's like, I'll take that, and you have this.
Oh, you do like
a
big
swap.
Yeah, like
What's
a barter. I don't know the
something
technical
swap.
thing. Yeah.
Anyway, and she went on an Etsy site, and she sent for these crocheted coasters.
Cool.
That was the gift she was taking to the party.
And the reason they were funny is they were shaped like cats' butts. So they were round, and there was a
little butthole
in the middle, and then there were little legs and a tail.
Okay.
So someone had crocheted those.
Okay.
So she sent for 4 of those.
Okay.
Because it was like an Etsy thing, the packaging that they send is not going to be professional.
Right.
So just essentially the person stuffed them in an envelope and put them in the mail.
In fact, the cheaper you can send them, then maybe you can keep a little bit of the postage on your end. Sure.
Exactly. So we get the envelope, and it's in this plastic bag. We care.
We care.
From the Postal Service. Now, I like the Postal Service. I like our post office. I like our postal workers.
I think the U.S. mail is great.
They do a great job.
Yeah.
This envelope was soaked in some kind of chemical that smelled like paint thinner.
Huh.
But I like the fact that above the We Care, someone had taken a label maker and made the little label that says leaked on.
So there was an accident.
So there was some sort of accident with a chemical that they were mailing that smelled like turpentine.
And they put it in that plastic bag.
Yeah.
And then
So were the cat butt coasters ruined?
Surprisingly, no. She was able to get them cleaned up, and they had a slight smell of paint thinner or turpentine or whatever.
Well, that just made them better.
Yeah.
But anytime I mail a package, they ask me, "Is this flammable?" Clearly, the liquid that leaked on these cat butt coasters was flammable. Some people get to mail flammable stuff, and some do not.
Or they lie.
Or they lie.
Yeah.
But I just.
Well, that's nice. So the Postal Service rescued the.
Well, they just put it in that bag.
Oh, they put the whole envelope.
Yeah, they put the whole envelope in the bag.
Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't get on other things.
So it wouldn't get on other things,
Because we care.
Sorry about your cat butt coasters. Gag gift.
Yeah.
But the other, whatever it is not going to get leaked on because we got it taken care of.
What's the fine print underneath all of that?
We sincerely regret the damage to your mail during the handling by the Postal Service. We hope this incident did not inconvenience you.
Okay.
We realize that your mail is important to you and that you have every right to expect it to be delivered in good condition.
It's not a personal message. It doesn't go into, we know these valuable cat butt coasters.
It's sincerely your plant manager, processing and distribution.
Oh, I see.
Specialist Kerry Jackson.
All right, so 6:33. We got things that must go coming up in about 10 minutes. But first, big boy news and a pinuendo brought to you by.
Big O knows tires can be an unexpected expense. Don't wait any longer at Big O Tires. They have no credit needed financing available. No matter your situation, they have the lowest price on every tire every day. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
So Paul McCartney...
I'm serious.
Had a lot of things to say in a recent interview in Vanity Fair, or no, GQ. He talked about the song Come Together, which is a very, 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 very famous song by the Beatles. And he says you should take that song literally. And it's about he and Paul McCartney. I mean, he and John Lennon. And I won't go into many details about that, even though it is everywhere in the news. All you've got to do is Google the name Paul McCartney. It's in every news publication you could possibly want. But Gina says we can't talk about it on the radio.
Well, we have to be more careful than they do.
Yeah, we do.
That's the truth.
I don't think we do.
Yes, we do.
Well,
But he and John Lennon did that together. But he also talks about a lot of other stuff in that interview, like how he's really great pals with Kanye West. Paul McCartney and Kanye West. They did a song together, 4 or 5 seconds. I'm not familiar with it, but I guess it's good. He said, I thought he was a very interesting guy. I liked him a lot. I heard part of an interview McCartney did. He has a new album out called Egypt Station, and I heard part of an interview he did with Howard Stern, and I liked Paul McCartney in that interview. He was just a guy. He was a guy. And then I thought back on all the stuff he's done, and I thought he's hugely talented.
Yeah,
hugely talented, and he seems very just kind of comfortable. And not pretentious and just comfortable.
You want to be his friend.
He is kind of that.
Yeah.
That kind of a person. He also responded to, you remember when Quincy Jones was talking about Paul McCartney and said Quincy Jones says, the Beatles were the worst musicians in the world. They were no playing MFers. Paul was the worst bass player I ever heard. McCartney said, well, Quincy Jones, when he heard us, we weren't that great.
They got better.
We got better. He's an old guy. I don't think I'm the worst bass player he's ever heard, probably. And I think Quincy Jones actually walked some of that back.
Oh, he did.
He walked a lot of it back.
His daughter called him and said, Dad.
What did you do?
Because he said a lot of things in that interview.
Well, I'm not going to comment. Former State Senator Chris Butters, who sponsored Utah's same-sex marriage ban and became one of the most polarizing figures in Utah politics, died Monday at the age of 76. Butters had long championed conservative social causes, fighting to restrict abortion in Utah, opposing what he considered the homosexual agenda, and he went on many crusades that made him a favorite of the Republican right. I'm going to tell you where I stand, and I don't want to know where you stand. You may not agree with me, but you will always know where I stand, Butters said in his Senate floor speech when he retired in 2011. It served me well, but I've sure been in a hell of a lot of trouble. He was the sponsor of Amendment 3, Utah's constitutional amendment that banned same-sex marriage, which led to same-sex marriage being legal in the United States.
Directly led to that.
According to Gail Ruzicka, he was instrumental in swinging the final vote in the Senate. The amendment was struck down by a federal court in 2013, clearing the way for gay and lesbian couples to marry. I think he was one of the best state senators we've ever had, Ruzicka said. He was always consistent. He kept his word, and you could count on him because what he said was what he did.
Batters?
He was a multiple-time winner of the Boner of the Day. Back when we weren't so liberal.
You guys have changed.
When the Democrats picked Scott McCoy to fill a Senate vacancy in 2004, Butters blurted out, "What, the gay?"
Yeah.
And Scott McCoy then adopted that as his informal nickname.
The gay.
I'm Scott McCoy, the gay. Years later, he created a stir, Butters did, when he was discussing the bill that he didn't like, and he said of this bill, "This baby is black. I tell you, it's a dark and ugly thing."
Yep.
And then
a local band wrote a song about that.
Yeah. And Butters was, and like Gail Ruzicka, he always refused to let me interview him, except one time.
Oh, you did interview him. I didn't know.
I interviewed him one time, and it was about the Utah Boys Ranch only, which he was a big champion of the Utah Boys Ranch.
He wanted to keep on the subject.
And he said, "You can talk to me about that, and that's it. You can't talk to me about anything else." And I did that at his request. I found him to be affable, even funny, when he was talking about that, when he was just within that sphere. Same thing happened when I met Gail Rosica just last week.
You
she
said
was,
that was
I'm sure when she's at home and she's with her family, they love her dearly, and she's
Am I recalling right that Butters once said about winning the boner? When he wins the boner, he knows he's doing something right. Did he say that?
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back when we were.
You guys are so liberal now.
We weren't so
liberal back
or
then.
political back then. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, you can hear the stuff that I did with Gail Rosica and Steve Urquhart at the letsgoeatshow.com or wherever you obtain your podcasts. Elizabeth Smart has said, "What the hell?"
Yep.
Well, that wasn't her quote exactly, but one of Elizabeth Smart's kidnappers, Wanda Barzee, is getting out of prison next week. A decision that Elizabeth Smart says is incomprehensible. Barzee will be free September 19th, announced the Utah Board of Pardons in a surprise decision. Barzee, who is now 72, admitted to aiding her self-proclaimed prophet husband, Brian David Mitchell, Emmanuel.
Who she's still all in with, by the way.
Kidnap a then 14-year-old Smart at knife point in her bedroom in Salt Lake, here in Salt Lake in 2002. Elizabeth Smart, was forced to marry Brian David Mitchell in a sham ceremony and was raped nearly every day for the next 9 months. Barzee and Brian David Mitchell arrested in 2003. She pleaded guilty in federal court in 2009. 3 months later, she pleaded guilty to state charges for the attempted kidnapping plot of Smart's cousin, Olivia Wright, just a month after she and Mitchell had nabbed Smart. The judge said we should have allowed her time to serve in federal prison. And we didn't.
She hasn't cooperated with her mental health issues, and she's still all in with Brian David Mitchell. She practices his religion or whatever in prison and says he's still the prophet. And
as a condition of her parole, I understand, she has to go to mental health counseling. One of her relatives says, I don't know where she's going to live. She can't live here. She's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't want her to live here. President Trump yesterday leveled a fresh attack on San Juan, Puerto Rico Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz as he continued to defend his administration's response to the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico last year and asserted readiness for the hurricane now barreling toward the Carolinas. In a morning tweet, Trump called Cruz totally incompetent. She was the official most vocal about the need for a more robust federal response to Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, where researchers have estimated there were nearly 3,000 excess deaths after the storm. In the tweet, Trump also touted his administration's response to other hurricanes last year. He doubled down on his assistance Tuesday that the Trump administration's response to Hurricane Maria was an incredible unsung success. We got A+ for our recent hurricane work in Texas and Florida.
A+ from who?
We did an unappreciated great from him.
From him.
We did an unappreciated great job in Puerto Rico, even though an inaccessible island with very poor electricity and a totally incompetent mayor of San Juan.
It's totally their own
We're
fault.
ready for the big one that's coming. It's going to be tremendous. The biggest earthquake in 10 years, 25 years, maybe ever, with tremendous winds and tremendous water, wetness, tremendous wind and water. It'll be tremendous.
Do you also have the story where they diverted?
Right here.
Okay. Because that's, how are you prepared?
Jeff Merkley released a document yesterday showing a transfer of nearly $10 million from FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement so that they could detain children at the border.
Because that's more important than helping out after hurricanes.
So the Trump administration diverting funds from hurricane relief just as hurricane season is starting so that they can build things to detain children at the border. The document from the Department of Homeland Security specifically mentions that the money would come from the agency's budgets for travel, training, public engagement, and information technology work. The department denies the money came from disaster relief funding.
Wrong.
Merkley, a Democrat from Oregon, said that the administration is taking money from response and recovery and working hard to find funds for additional detention camps. I would dispute the statement that this has no bearing on addressing the challenge from hurricanes, Merkley said. Donald Trump's divorce lawyer has been shopping a tell-all book and has sold the book. Jay Goldberg, who repped Donald Trump in both of his blockbuster divorces, plus a wide range of cases for clients who included Robert F. Kennedy, Bono, Diddy, Willie Nelson, and the Rolling Stones, has sold the book to Post Hill Press. In The Courtroom is My Theater, Goldberg makes a case that Trump's famously volatile behavior is actually a virtue.
Huh?
Among many anecdotes from his career, Goldberg writes that Trump once stormed out of a meeting with attorneys after many hours of tense discussion. When he re-entered the room, nobody said anything to him. We simply got right back to work. Was the whole storming out thing an act? In retrospect, I believe that it was. Much to his credit, though, it worked. It helped speed up the process by getting everyone at the table refocused.
This is boring compared to all the other stuff.
Well, this is a guy who says everything, all of this stuff. He's going to be sort of saying all of this stuff that seems erratic is really not.
He has a history of it.
Yeah.
I think that putting a wife to work is a very dangerous thing. When I come home and dinner's not ready, I go through the roof.
And the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes.
Anthony Kiedis says, we're working on a new project. It's been a while. He says, we're going to do some music, and let's see what he says. And he's shaving off his mustache.
Good. I never liked that mustache on him.
He says, if my son asked me to shave it, I would shave it. His son's 10 years old, and his name is Everly.
Mm-hmm.
His son's name is Everly.
Yeah,
okay.
Like the Everly brothers.
Well, that's a last name. It was Phil and Dawn Everly.
Well, it's not Phil Kiedis.
Everly, I will buy you a transformer if you tell your dad to shave off his mustache. I will.
All right. Sports weather traffic?
Okay, brought to you by IFA. They have great back-to-school deals like buy two, get one free Wrangler jeans, 15% off all footwear. IFA Country Stores helping to grow the things you love. Radio people are stupid.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And within that genre of stupid, there's another particularly stupid, and that's the sports radio people. The Cleveland Browns, during the draft, they were choosing between Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, and a ESPN radio guy in Cleveland said he was so sure they were going to draft Sam Darnold that if they didn't, he would eat horse poop.
Radio.
Well, they didn't.
Yeah, okay.
Radio stunt.
And so, what you have to do it.
Yeah.
Because you made a bet. You have to. So he ate horse. Because, yeah. It's dumb for betting that he would do it, and it's dumb for actually going through with it that he did it.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow, tangentially, that's sports.
All right.
Weather, we're in this pattern that's 80s and sunshine and for the foreseeable future, 83 for a high today. Traffic, so far things look pretty good this morning. There's that one crash eastbound Mario Capecchi Drive at Fashion Boulevard in Salt Lake. Right lane is closed there. And that's the only thing. I'm looking on our text stream, seeing if anybody sent us anything there. I don't see anything, but if you do, text it to us if it's safe to do so, 33986. If you're in an accident, the first thing you should do is contact the advocates. Remember, they don't get paid until you do. Go to utahadvocates.com for more information. You deserve an advocate.
And things that must go brought to you by?
Yes. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are really, really bugging you, things that you just can't stand anymore, things that must go from your life. If you want to get rid of them, send them to us. Put "must go" in the subject line, and then send it to radiofromhell@x96.com. And if we read it on the air, hopefully it'll go from your life, or at the very least, it'll relieve some of the pressure on you. You'll go, oh, it makes me feel so much better. That I feel relieved, and hopefully that'll happen. So, Carrie, why don't you go first?
Oh, okay. This first one is from my wife. Pharmacies that you've been going to for 15 plus years that suddenly change manufacturers so that and distributors so that the drugs that you've gotten filled every few months changes from a green-white capsule to a light blue capsule, and the pharmacist doesn't give you a, hey, the pill's going to look different. And so you spend 20 minutes Googling it to make sure that you don't kill yourself. Yes. Just a little heads up from the pharmacist would have been nice. Also, trying to throw away hair that you find on yourself after you get out of the shower, but you're wet and the hair is wet, and so you're unsuccessfully trying to shake it off and throw it away for 5 minutes. Let's see, this one it does not say that I can use the name, so I will not use the name. People that stand right where the exit is at the X-ray at the airport to dress themselves instead of taking their items to the end of the area where the benches are.
Yes. I hate that.
Driving to the airport right now? Think about that. People that put their small items in the overhead compartment instead of under the seat in front of them.
It takes up room unnecessarily.
Yes, with the higher fees for checking your bags, you can't do that anymore, all right?
Think before you're dressing to go to the airport. You know, like not a lot of jewelry and belts and try to minimize all that stuff.
This one from Michelle. My must go are terrible humans. Humans who don't pick up after their dogs. Humans who don't have their pets on a leash. If you take on the responsibility of an animal, take the full responsibility. Humans who see caution tape and remove or go under or around the caution tape. Is there a reason? It's there for a reason, and you're a jerk. Okay. Please make these things go away. Geek Show says, hey, make mine a double Gina. I'm still missing your podcast.
Yeah.
And this one from Jenny. My thing that must go, Coldplay. If I have to explain, you're part of the problem. All right, Jenny.
Gina?
Good morning, lords and lady. Things that must go. People that think, I put my blinker on so I don't have to check and make sure I won't hit anyone. I'm just going to go ahead and switch lanes because the blinker's on so everyone will get out of the way. One day I will hit you. Your blinker doesn't mean I'm not here and you can merge. Thank you for letting me listen. That's from Chantal. This from Austin. Things that must go. Encores must go.
What?
Really?
Why?
We all know you're going to come back out again and play one of your hits. Can we just forego the ridiculous assumption that we have to stand up and cheer forever to bring you back out?
Well, can't you give the band a break for a moment?
Yeah.
They've been performing all night. Let them take a breather.
That's why they do it.
Yeah.
And finally, what must go is giving every performance a standing ovation. I'm sorry, but not every high school musical deserves a standing ovation, and it ruins it for performances that really do deserve it. Let's save standing ovations for the very best performances. Don't you ever feel guilted into standing ovation? Like everyone around you stand, oh, I guess I better.
I won't do it.
You won't.
I will
You'll
not do it.
be the one guy sitting there.
Yes. If it does not deserve it, I don't do it.
And finally, this from Crystal. My thing that must go is people in Utah using HOCO in place of homecoming. If anyone asks me to HOCO, I will bitch slap them.
Oh.
Don't ask Crystal to HOCO.
No. All right, let's see. I have a must go of my own. People who tell me that the Three Stooges are not funny. They are funny. They're very funny. And they were the 3, 4, 5, 6 of them ultimately, you know, of all the combinations, hardest working men in show business at one time.
Wait, can I add one to mine? Thing that must go? People that tell me Chevy Chase isn't funny.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I don't say that Chevy Chase isn't funny.
Yes, you do.
Chevy Chase has been funny. I think Chevy Chase is often overrated, but he's been funny. He's done funny stuff.
All right.
So the Three Stooges, if you go to my Twitter today, at RFHBill, there's just a clip of Shemp doing a bit with a black comedian from the 30s and 40s, and I think it's very funny, and the Three Stooges are funny, okay? I love the Three Stooges. All right, this is from Use Only My First Name, Please. All right, Jay, this is what must go. People who litter. That's disgusting. Folks that don't wave thank you when you let them into traffic or leave the door open for them. People in front of you who open the door but then let it shut when you're trying to get through the same door. The stupid rude lady I got an old swing set from who freaked out when we were using a sledgehammer to try to remove it from the cement in the ground. How the hell do you expect me to move it? It already weighs 700 pounds, but moving it with the cement on each bottom would be even more harder to move. Also, she didn't let my kids jump on her trampoline. Screw you, mean, snotty lady. But thanks for the swing set. My kids will love it.
It's a very specific thing that must go.
Good morning. Please do not use my name. My thing that must go is the annoying vegan at my Labor Day barbecue trying to get people to convert.
Yeah, don't do that at a barbecue.
She was annoying everyone who was saying the plant protein was exactly the same as the regular meat I was serving, and no one could tell the difference. She was so angry that I had to kick her out of the barbecue after feeding her a regular cheeseburger. Apparently, a person can tell the difference. There's blood, amino acids, and fats that the taste buds can sense that's missing from tempeh. Have a taste of your own barky medicine. P.S. Vegans are welcome to my functions as long as they understand meat alternatives will never take the place of the real thing and respect others' dietary choices.
There we go.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Just that crash, eastbound Mario Capecchi at Foothill Drive. The right lane and shoulder are blocked, and that's the only accident being reported. I'm checking again our message stream. 33986 is how you send us something there, and there's nothing there. So far we're doing pretty well. Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, and music every Saturday and Sunday through October 21st. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
All right, Boners Round 1, news coming up also in the next hour. Excel Automotive Repair.
I got to call him today. The little yellow, orange, gold, whatever it is, wrench came on my CRV yesterday. So that means it's due for service.
Don't you have to take it to the dealer for that?
No, you don't. You don't have to. And I'll take it into Excel Automotive Repair. And the nice thing about it is, too, I can probably call them today, and Kip will undoubtedly answer the phone, and he'll say, oh, you could probably bring it by this afternoon. So at least I'm hoping that's what it'll be. Excel Automotive Repair, they are our mechanics. And I've got to get timing belts done on my other car.
Now that's one of those big expenses.
Yeah.
You sort of dread it, but you got to do it, and you want to take it to a mechanic you trust, and that would be our mechanics at Excel Automotive Repair.
So no matter what car trouble you're having, if it's a breakdown in the, something really catastrophically wrong with the engine, or just regular maintenance, Excel Automotive Repair is the people to take it to. Are the people? Just take it to XL Automotive Repair, okay? 33rd South, 3rd East, XLAutomotiveRepair.com.
We want to put $500 in your pocket. Listen to X96 every Thursday at 7:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m.
I'm a bad mom, I can tell you about real quick.
Really?
Well, we know you're a bad mom, but go ahead, tell us.
Quickly, we're at Gray Whale. You can come by and see us, Gray Whale up by the U.
Come and get a first-hand look at a really bad mother.
Yeah, I'm right here. So last night was country fair at Festus's school. Now, country fair is not like chickens and cows and
like you would.
pies.
Yeah, that's why they call it a country fair, because it has nothing to do with that.
No, it's a country fair.
Oh, it's okay. So it's not a country fair; it's a country fair.
It's a country fair.
Australia.
Yeah. Yeah.
What country did Festus have?
He had Iraq.
Oh,
Of course
good.
he did. Yeah.
And so yesterday.
Is that because they knew his father's a terrorist?
No, he has a brother
Oh.
who's serving in Iraq.
Oh, that's okay.
He's been there forever. I wish he'd come back. But yesterday, after school, Festus said, "Well, everybody said they're bringing food, as you know, you have the display board with all your information, and everybody's bringing food from their various
It
countries."
would have been nice, honey, if you'd let me know that
Right.
before, 12 hours before school.
So I look around the house and I see that
Did you have some hummus or anything?
well, the mother-in-law had just come back from Egypt, and she brought this big container of baked goods from this Egyptian bakery, and the container had Arabic all over it, and they were Egyptian pastries. I'm like, that's close.
Wait a minute. If you were to say that to your husband, your Egyptian husband,
he's out of town, I'm guessing.
So that's close, and there's Arabic on it. So you set that on the table, and it'll look
it'll fool 'em.
authentic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to the country fair and
The country fair.
the country fair, and come back, and Joe stayed with the little kids at home while I took Festus to the country fair, and Joe said, "What happened to
The pastries
the
that I was so looking
pastries?"
forward to eating.
And I said, well, he didn't have any food for his display, and so we took those. And I thought because it had Arabic on it that it would look. And he said, the Arabic that they speak in Egypt is not the same as in Iraq. It's like that would be like if you took,
Yeah.
pastries from
Let's take some
Spain
French pastries to a
and-
Mexico
yeah.
country. Yeah.
Oh my God, they didn't know. Nobody knew. It's Arabic. They don't know what.
Did they not know?
Nobody said anything.
Nobody
Of course
said
they
it.
didn't
No.
know. Yeah.
Was he angry at you? Did he get angry?
A little bit. It's like
Dr.
my
Sam
mother-
wants to talk about anger today.
It's like my mother brought these all the way back from Egypt for
me.
For me.
Did people eat them at the
They
fair?
did. They were gone.
Were they delicious?
They were really good. 'Cause
You
they-
don't know. You didn't try them.
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
Before anybody else touched them, because then they've got germs on them. So I unwrapped them and tried one.
You have problems with germs?
Yeah.
Oh, like my friend Lindsay. That would be good for you next time we're on. We'll talk about germs.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
she's...
know. Do you wear slippers at home? Or
Yes.
Will your feet touch the carpet?
No.
She won't walk She won't walk barefoot in a hotel room.
Really?
No.
No. How? And if you're out and about and you need to go to the toilet,
I try to wait.
Difficult.
Till you get home.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult.
Unbelievable.
And she's one of these people who opens the door to the bathroom with her elbow.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Flush with
The
your
whole
foot.
thing.
I'm no fool.
Do you use a straw when you're
Sure.
drinking at a restaurant?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, she's bad.
James.
We're going to have a show on obsessive
no.
Let's
compulsive
do it.
That's
disorder,
not
I think.
obsessive compulsive. It's
Ah,
being
it's-
cautious.
It's
That's
Dr.
different.
Sam. You
Cautious?
Yeah.
You can argue with Dr. Sam.
Cautious.
I don't think you're going to argue with Dr. Sam.
Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96.
All right. Real quick here. This is a card, Bill.
We have mail. Is it snail mail of interest?
No, not really. It's just a thank you card.
We got a thank you card from the Kavanaugh family too.
That is.
Is this another one?
Oh, is it? So
we got
two?
another one too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got a thank you card from the Kavanaugh family just the other day too. Let's see. This one says, "Thank you for the flowers you send in honor of Michael G. Kavanaugh. We appreciate your kindness in remembering him." The family of Michael G. Kavanaugh. This was. I think I got it over here. Let me grab it. It's another Kavanaugh.
This is
Michael G. was
old time radio guy here in Salt Lake.
This was from Dan Kavanaugh, and says thank you for the flowers that we sent to the memorial service for Michael G. And yeah. All right.
So the hurricane isn't going to come here.
It isn't?
No.
So, but we should be prepared in case a hurricane does come here.
I was talking with my kids about this yesterday and how, everywhere you have something to worry about. If you live in the Midwest, it's tornadoes. If it's the coast, you worry about hurricanes. And here it's earthquakes. So
this message is we should always be worried.
No, just be prepared.
Oh, be prepared. That's right.
But I was surprised. I saw some stories about the hurricane and some tweets. And Carrie, I was wondering if you saw these two people saying, "Hey, don't leave your pets behind when you evacuate." And I'm shocked that's
problem.
even something people would consider
I
doing
know,
is leaving
exactly,
their pets
right?
behind.
It's a huge problem. I mean, sometimes it's that they don't mean to do it, but a lot of times pets are only you guys, your pets are
part of the family.
Yeah, but a lot of times people's pets are just kind of sort of accessories that you can do without.
Which that's a crime.
Yeah,
right there.
I mean, that's the way people treat pets a lot of times.
But when you're so here in Utah, we are preparing for the eventuality of an earthquake.
It's going to happen.
And one of the things you need to prepare for is your pet. You need to have dog food or cat food or whatever. When you're preparing your own
crickets
for
the tarantula,
you need or if your dog has medication, you have to make sure you have that as part of your. But I was just shocked.
Our tarantula is diabetic.
Oh,
so
special diet for sugar-free crickets But it's. I mean, nobody wants to think about it, but you need to think about it. You need to have.
Think about what? I don't want to think about it.
Like, do you know what to do if you're in bed and an earthquake hits? What would you do if you were in bed?
I pull the covers over my head.
Actually, they say pull a pillow over your head. The best thing you can do is not get up. You're probably safer.
Not get under the bed?
You're probably, I guess if you can. Can most people fit under their bed?
The last earthquake that I went through, I was in bed. And I heard a crash, and I went, and then went back to sleep.
So
I did the right thing. I did the right thing.
But I thought that might surprise people. That no, you're safest there. Put
I had no
pillow
idea.
over your head, and
that's just to block debris, I guess.
If you're outdoors, don't be around a tree or a power line.
You should probably know where the shut off is for your gas line.
Yes.
Water, probably.
One of the governors, I think of South Carolina, said that everybody should take a portable radio with them, battery-powered portable radio, which I thought was interesting. In that, does anybody have those anymore?
Well, because everybody relies on their phone, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have cell service, you're out of luck. But but what you can get is radio, and radio will be where they give you information and tell you where to go. And
radio, it's fundamental.
It is. It's very fundamental.
I was just thinking maybe the governor needed to pass out some battery-operated portable radios. They should.
Are they? I've never been sure. Are those crank radios? They work, don't they? You can crank them and charge up a battery with it.
Yeah, they work.
You should get one of those.
Get one of those.
You guys have your go bags ready? You're supposed to have.
Now that's the thing that you get your food deliveries in.
No, like a backpack that
you mean
can,
a bug out bag?
Yeah, like with some water and.
Yes, I don't.
Are you prepared at all for an emergency?
Little bit. There are foodstuffs in the basement, which is when the house collapses on top of the basement, we won't be able to get at.
Well, that's the part of the bag is that you can grab it and hop in your car, and you at least have a few things to get you by for a while.
So I can get the car out of the garage when the garage collapses on top of the car. I'm just prepared for, well, it's over. That's what I'm prepared for. Well, that's it.
No, and like Richie says, he has a bag in his car. I have some things in my car.
Richie has food in his car from 10 years ago.
That's true.
That's just,
not the same.
just lying on the floor. And
I have blankets. I have
old French fries.
I have sweatshirts. I have a box with all this in it. I have beef jerky.
You have flares.
I have flares.
Good.
I have a rain poncho.
And by that I mean pins that you can.
I have some bottles of water.
Now,
I have a flashlight.
How much do you have to pay Poncho to be in your car?
A rain poncho.
Oh, I thought it was just a guy.
No. It's just, and it makes me feel better. I have, if something happens, I have a few things in my car to take care of me and my kids.
You have one of those hammers that also has a knife on it so that you can break the window out of your car.
When I drive into the dam, of course.
Mm-hmm. There's a website. Richie sent us a link to the preparedness website. What is that?
It's Be Ready.
It's just Be Ready
It's
Utah.
utah.gov/Be Ready.
Utah.gov/Be Ready.
Yeah.
It really is helpful. I know my wife is sort of more on top of that kind of thing than I am. I have meant to, like I could bring it up on my computer right now. I have a link that says how to make a bug out bag or
But just
a preparedness
do it.
bag. I know, and I never have.
And you should have a family plan of where you're going to meet if something happens. Because, like I said, if there's no cell service, have a place.
We do have that.
Have a place in your neighborhood, but even more than that, if your neighborhood's a mess, where would be the next place?
Arctic Circle. That's where we're meeting at Arctic Circle.
Well, won't you be surprised when that Arctic Circle is gone?
Oh, yeah. The second place is the cemetery.
It's one stop.
Like actually in the ground?
Yeah. No, they say your neighborhood school.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever school is closest to your house.
Yeah. Something Sue found said, I saw something that you should put important papers and stuff in the dishwasher because it's waterproof and kind of indestructible.
Oh.
Well, if you saw that Indiana Jones movie, you know the fridge is...
That's a really safe place for you.
Safe place to be.
And then there are people who put stuff in the oven and then they end up turning the oven on and burning it all up.
Don't do that.
There's a tropical storm over Maui right now.
And that's where you're going?
Yep. Headed right into it.
The eye of the storm, you're going to fly
right into it.
Now, this hurricane on the East Coast, it has, Florence?
Mm-hmm.
It has shifted direction and not for the good.
To a more populated area?
Even more,
really?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll look into it for the news coming up.
Yeah,
it could disastrously affect tens of millions.
Tens of millions?
Tens of millions. I thought I heard them say along the eastern seaboard. So we'll look at that coming up in the news, and we also have Boners Round 1 coming up. And I'll give you the titles of those right now.
Okay.
All right.
Boner candidate number 1 coming up. Listen, Chico was getting pretty close to the end anyway.
No.
Boner candidate number 2, no more than 3 licks should be given. And number 3, thanks for making our job easier.
Friend of the program says the Capecchi foothill crash is not blocking any lanes and cars are moved, but there's some debris. Thank you. That is helpful because according to UDOT, it's still an issue. This is where friends of the program come in so handy. They sent that in via text 33986. Big O knows tires can be an unexpected expense. Don't wait any longer. At Big O Tires, they have no credit needed, financing available no matter your situation. They have the lowest price on every tire every day. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Now, Wednesdays and Thursdays of the day you start thinking about, what am I going to do this weekend?
Go to Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. It's
Snowbird.
still going on at Snowbird.
Yeah, it's going on through October 21st. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So make it an Oktoberfest getaway at Snowbird. That's $116 per person per night. Now, I mean, you can just go up to Oktoberfest. You don't have to stay. But why not go up there, enjoy all of the beverages that you like, and not have to worry about driving down the canyon?
It's the best way to do it.
$116 per person per night, and that offers lodging, breakfast, unlimited use of the summer activities. That's a cool mountain getaway package. You can get that. So if you don't have the kids with you, you don't need to do the activities. You can cut the price down to $77 per night. Per person. That's lodging and breakfast at the Forklift or the Atrium. Go to snowbird.com for details on that. Season passes for skiing are now on sale.
Oh.
Yeah. Snowbird has the longest ski season in Utah. You can find out about that and all the Oktoberfest activities by going to snowbird.com. September is Suicide Awareness Month.
I have a 7-year-old, so
exactly,
who's starting competition soccer.
Say goodbye to the rest of your weekends for the rest of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It all starts tomorrow. They have a tournament tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They have a game at 11. No, they have a game at 2. They have a game at 7.
Mm-hmm.
Friday they have a game at 11, and we're going to be up at Snowbird. So somehow I have to get from Snowbird to. This is going to be. This is my life now.
I would suggest using your car. I think you would use your car.
Let me ask you a question. Was it his idea to play
yes.
soccer?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Because that's when you need to have the talk with him and say, look, okay, I understand you want to play soccer, but guess what? Mommy is saying goodbye to her weekends now because of this.
It's a huge commitment. It's expensive.
Here's what you do.
And it's a huge commitment.
I'm sure if you search around, you know how you have found a person to do almost everything for you. Rather than clean up the dog crap in your yard, you have found a person who will do that for you. Rather than deal with the lice problem yourself, you found the lice lady.
Yeah.
I'll bet you anything there is a person out there who will go to the soccer games for you.
But I like to go to
Then quit bitching about it.
No, I'm just saying it begins, and Carrie's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It is
This isn't just you playing soccer here. You need to know this, kid. This is about me taking you, transporting you, and the other two,
And it starts small when, they're 7, but pretty soon it's out of state tournaments.
Yeah.
Multiple times a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge
which is really kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Out of state tournaments, really?
Yep.
For 7-year-olds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's how people catch the bird flu. By close contact with birds or bird droppings. Some people have caught bird flu by cleaning or pluck. Did you pluck any birds
I
while
didn't
you were
pluck
on vacation?
anything.
There was no plucking going on in the
No.
trailer? I guess it is kind of close quarters, the kids can hear.
There's no plucking in the trailer.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm plucking a chicken.
Your dad and I are plucking a chicken.
Keep plucking that chicken. Isn't that what they said?
Yeah,
Keep plucking that chicken.
It is also possible that some people were infected after swimming or bathing in water contaminated with the droppings of infected birds. And some, here it is. You've handled a fighting cock.
That's it.
That's
it.
You handled a fighting cock.
I have to admit, I've handled a fighting
You handled a fighting cock. There have been a few cases where one infected person caught the bird flu virus from another person, but it never has happened. It does not happen by eating
infected animals.
But I knew it was living amongst, it's not the mosquito bite, but
No.
it's living amongst them.
Yeah. And it happens a lot in Egypt.
Our attorney Ed Brass says, sounds like your DNA dad is Marty Feldman because of your eye drooping and oozing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got another person who is saying, out-of-state tournaments? This is Gina's way of telling you that she'll be taking time off.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Not yet.
This is her way of telling us
This one
now.
is just here.
And then it'll get announced on a Thursday.
Yeah. By the way, I'll be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because...
And then she'll say, I told you that this would happen.
Because her husband can't possibly take the time off to go to the out-of-state tournament.
No.
But you can. Because this job isn't
He
as
has a real
important.
job.
Yeah, this isn't...
This isn't a real job.
No. Not to you it isn't. And certainly the way we treat you.
Why should it be?
No. We're going to create a rent-a-mom business. I think this is a great idea here. Here in about 10 or 12 minutes, because it's time for round one of your boner voting. Giving you 3 news stories right now that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become the boner of the day. Yeah, if it wins here, it's just the winner of round 1. In order to become boner of the day, it will have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. We do it again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. And we take those 2 winners and throw them into the Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when boner fight happens. That's when you decide boner of the day. So 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
tickets to the Salt Lake Food and Wine Fest. We'll tell you more about that coming up.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's very nice. All right, here is boner candidate number 1. Listen, Chico was getting pretty close to the end anyway. I normally don't do animal cruelty boner candidates, On this one, Chico made it. He did not die.
Okay.
That's why we're going
Thanks
along
for
with it.
leading with that. Thank you.
Kylie Bellinger's Facebook post begins with a trigger warning. What follows is a lengthy tale of a dog that was allegedly buried alive.
Oh, my goodness.
Rescued. Then Chico did have to be euthanized, but...
What? Now?
Well, now...
Bill.
No, he made it. He made it.
He didn't make it.
He made it, but he had a little bit of life left.
That's not making it.
No, he did, but he did.
That is misleading what you said.
He did. I mean, he made it. He was rescued. He had some days left.
All right, go ahead. Carrie and I are not happy, but
well, I mean,
go ahead.
I mean, it's an ugly story no matter what.
The dog died as a result of being buried alive.
No, he would have. He was old and sick anyway. But it is a story of animal cruelty.
What's the story?
This was Chico, an elderly dog buried alive in the woods. Chico ended up there because of Richard Picard, a 24-year-old man who had been charged with animal cruelty in the case. Now, Mr. Picard said, Chico died, and I had to bury Chico. This woman who posted this was suspicious. Said, I knew Chico was sick, but I didn't think Chico was that bad off. And so she said, and Mr. Picard said, yeah, I had to have Chico cremated. As it turns out, he was just tired of taking care of Chico. So she convinced Mr. Picard to tell her, well, if you had him cremated, what did you do with the remains of the cremains? He said, well, I buried him. Where? Well, out there in the woods. Where in the woods? He's not very bright. So she went out into the woods and she found some freshly turned earth and started digging. And there was Chico. Aww. Not cremated and still alive.
Oh. This is a horrible story.
She brought Chico to the Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine, and Chico was cared for, and he remained at the Veterinary School of Medicine for a few days, but did have to ultimately be euthanized. Mr. Picard has been arrested and charged with animal cruelty. He's right now free on $1,000 bail. By the way, he says he did it because Chico was not getting along with his cat.
He picked the cat over Chico.
Yeah. Chico was not getting along with my cat, so that's why I took him out in the woods and buried him. Boner candidate number 1. Listen, Chico was getting pretty close to the end anyway, so, it was a logical solution, wasn't it? Boner candidate number 1.
Dog killer!
Here's boner candidate number 2. No more than 3 licks should be given. A school in Hepzibah, Georgia. Is Hepzibah, I think that must be a biblical name of some sort, isn't it? Hepzibah is drawing national attention after sending consent forms to parents informing them of a new policy using paddling as a form of punishment for students. The Georgia School of Innovation.
You're right. It is a biblical name.
Hepzibah? Mm-hmm. That's somebody's wife or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know my Bible.
You know.
The Georgia School of Innovation and the Classics, a kindergarten through 9th grade charter school, is bringing back paddling. That is, spanking a child on the butt with a wooden board as a form of discipline. Student Jody Bolino told a local TV station that about 100 parents, or about a third of the student body, sent back the forms, and 1/3 gave the school consent to paddle their child. In this school, we take discipline very seriously, the superintendent said. There was a time when corporal punishment was kind of the norm in school, and you didn't have the problems that you have today.
Okay, that's not... Part of that is true, and part of that is not true. There's a time they had corporal punishment. Things were not better then.
Yeah, that's the only thing that is true, is that they did have. Bolino said parents can deny giving permission to the school. The form sent home explained the steps that the school would take to discipline the child with a paddle. A student will be taken into the office behind closed doors. The student will place their hands on their knees or a piece of furniture, and they will be struck on the buttocks with a paddle. No more than 3 licks should be given. the form says.
Can you imagine signing that form saying, yeah, go ahead and hit my kid if they misbehave?
1/3 of the parents did. Boner candidate number 2. No more than 3 licks should be given. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Thanks for making our job easier.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1, right after this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by.
Saturday, September 15th at Liberty Park is the Walk to Fight Suicide and raise awareness about mental health. Bill will be there hosting. Funds raised at the walk benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, providing needed research, advocacy, education, and support. Learn more at outofthedarkness.org.
I just was looking through some celebrity news, and I saw this, kind of interested me. Say what you will about Sean Penn, and a lot of people don't have very much good to say about him, but it says here the guy has charisma, which is readily apparent in something called The First. It is Sean Penn's first starring role in a TV series.
Oh.
A small screen series, created by and written by Beau Willimon, who did House of Cards. He produces this show with Jordan Tapas. It is an 8-episode drama, dropping all at once on Hulu, and it recounts the story behind the first manned mission to Mars. So this intrigues me. Willimon takes his time in establishing the series premise, but that's not a knock; it's an asset. It's got lush cinematography, a very nice musical score, and solid acting all around. The First embarks on a journey that will keep viewers interested as the intergalactic mission unfolds and several layers are added to the main characters. Natasha McElhone plays another character on the show. Penn takes the lead as Tom Haggerty, a world-weary ex-astronaut.
He looks like a world-weary ex-astronaut.
He does, actually. He does. He's reeling from the untimely death of his wife, who was a tattoo artist who owned a shop in their house.
This sounds interesting.
Yeah, it does sound interesting.
Okay.
And, he's kind of a jerk, I think.
That also is perfect.
But he can be a pretty good actor, so I'll check that out. The hurricane. Time to flee from Hurricane Florence is rapidly dwindling. The eye of the Category 4 storm is expected to pass between Bermuda and the Bahamas today and arrive at the Carolina coast by Friday. But tropical storm force winds extending 175 miles from the center are expected to arrive on land today, this morning, giving more than 1 million people very scarce time to evacuate. Preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion, said the National Hurricane Center. Latest developments. As of 8 a.m. Eastern Time this morning, the center of the storm was in the Atlantic Ocean about 530 miles from Cape Fear. The storm's sustained winds had eased slightly to 130 miles an hour.
Mild.
Yeah. Forecasters warned the winds are expected to strengthen later in the day. It will be upgraded probably to Category 5.
They've done that thing where all the freeways go one direction, and that's away from the coast. They don't want anybody coming toward it.
A life-threatening storm surge is likely to hit the low-lying coasts of North and South Carolina, and they neglected to or declined to do seawall work a few years ago.
Well, that's expensive.
Didn't want to spend the money for it, and that's going to cost them now.
Yep.
President Trump promised this morning that the federal government is ready for the big one.
But
we're ready.
But they're $10 million short in their FEMA coffers.
Because we had to build cages for the kids.
Yeah.
It's tremendously big and tremendously wet.
God, he's stupid. God, he's stupid.
Inmates have been evacuated from a prison ahead of Hurricane Florence.
Oh, really?
And hog farmers are scrambling to drain waste pools.
Ew. Oh, geez.
Ahead of Hurricane Florence.
I'll pick that right up.
Drain it where? Where does it go?
Yeah.
I don't.
Wow.
I don't know. But, we'll be ready because, as President Trump said, we did a great job in Puerto Rico.
No.
We did a great job.
A+.
Great job, and underappreciated, but a great job in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
You get paper towels, and you get paper towels.
I went down there. I wore one of those FEMA jackets.
Well, I guess it says something like high crimes and all. I don't know how you can impeach somebody who's done a great job.
Health experts. Oh, let me do this story first. Special legislative session on medical marijuana here in Utah could be called in November, after voters decide whether or not to pass the ballot initiative legalizing it. Governor Herbert is not ready to call lawmakers into special session to consider expanding legislation passed earlier this year, allowing the terminally ill to use medical marijuana. The idea was floated for a couple of minutes, the governor's chief of staff said. He expressed no opinion about it. He's interested in learning some of the ideas that are being shared. But after Proposition 2, whether it passes or doesn't pass, special session may be called. So the thinking now that we discussed this on the Van Oker Group, which the podcast of the Van Oker Group will be released tomorrow. It'll be posted tomorrow. I think that Proposition 2 will pass narrowly, but Dave Owen and Bruce Baird, and I think even Chris, the three of them think it will fail narrowly.
Really?
Yeah. But it depends. My feeling about it is there will be enough new voters.
There are a lot of people who have never voted in a midterm before that are coming forward to vote, yes.
There will be enough new voters because they're concerned about what's going on nationally.
Mm-hmm.
But are they going to show up?
That's the thing.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think they will. I think new voters, I think that there will be new people to register to vote, and people who haven't voted in a long time will come out and vote in the midterms. All right. That's it.
Weather, traffic?
With no hurricane here, it's sunshine and 80s for the foreseeable future. We are in a red flag fire warning, though, so I mean, not that you're setting any fires.
Watch where you're flicking your cigarettes.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that. It's because
it's
rain, hot, dry, and a little bit breezy, so that's a recipe for trouble.
No rain for the next 7 days.
Yeah, well, you'll have rain in Hawaii.
It's going to rain most of the time, actually, but
traffic.
That's just liquid sunshine, Carrie.
I don't care. I'm in Maui. I got a drink in my hand.
No accidents being reported right now, but I do see a little slowage through the Draper Sandy area on I-15 northbound. And I don't see anything in our message stream, but if you want to send something, I would appreciate it. Text it to us 33986. Feldman's Deli, featuring corned beef, pastrami, mustard, and pickles imported from New York City. Now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Saturday, dinner Thursday through Saturday. Featuring local live music Friday and Saturday nights, 20th East, 27th South. Go to feldmansdeli.com.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Hey, thanks for making our job easier. Police say that a man was injured when his gun went off while he was running from the police in Delaware County. According to the Upland Borough Police Department, an officer pulled over a white Lincoln sedan for an expired inspection. After approaching the car, the officer smelled pot and told both people inside the car to provide identification and step out of the vehicle. Police say that's when one of the men, 20-year-old Chester resident, Keon Williams, fled the scene on foot. Officers were in pursuit when they say Mr. Williams pulled a semi-automatic firearm from his waistband when he was running, causing it to fire. And it hit Mr. Williams, the suspect, in his lower body, and he fell to the ground. So as he was running from the police, he pulled his gun to fire at them, but ended up shooting himself. They took him into custody, sent him to the hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injury.
Barney.
Boner candidate number 3. Hey, thanks for making our job easier.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Listen, Chico was getting pretty close to the end anyway. A man allegedly buried his dog alive after it didn't get along with his new kitten. Boner candidate number 2. No more than 3 licks should be given. A Georgia school reinstating paddling to punish students. No more than 3 paddles or licks should be given to the student. And boner candidate number 3. Thanks for making our job easier.
All right, here we go. This is round one of your boner voting. You've got to decide, of these three candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it has to defeat the winner of round two's voting. We do this again at 8:20 with three more candidates. So we take those two winners. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round one right now. Remember the candidate number you think should win, 1, 2, or 3. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message is that number. And then text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting September 12 and vote there. You've got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. This is round one.
X96 is Utah's original alternative with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding coming up right after Radio from Hell.
Does your
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains, the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our elders wandering around the streets of the Mos Eisley Spaceport, a more wretched hive of scum and villainy you'll never find. Let's listen. I just don't want to hang around here anymore. This place is pretty creepy.
Well, if we could just find the right parts, I can have your hyperbike making light speed in no time.
Well, where in heaven's name are we going to find parts for a hyperbike on this backwater planet?
This looks like a good place to start.
A cantina?
Yep.
We can't go into a place that serves icky Alderaan ale and icky Tatooine whiskey.
Oh, to heck with the rules. Your hyperbike ain't going to fix itself.
Hey, we don't allow your kind in here.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We'll just be on our way.
Well, I meant the droids.
Let's go somewhere where we will be appreciated, R2. Oh, don't ask me. I have no way of determining whether or not his parents were siblings.
Hey, Lehigh, check out that cool-looking guy sitting by himself over there.
Which guy?
The one sitting next to that giant furry carpet. He looks like the kind of guy who would know his way around the black market. I'll bet he can help us out.
That giant furry carpet is breathing and just happens to be heavily armed.
Follow my lead. Excuse me, sir, but I believe that you could be of some service to us.
Yeah, what is it, kid? You want to make the Kessel run on the fastest ship in the quadrant?
No, sir. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
He just wanted me to remind you that Wookiees have been known to rip the arms off of missionaries if they stick around too long. So what is it then? Do you need me to smuggle a shipload of Bibles somewhere?
No, but if you need a complimentary copy of the Book of Mormon, we can arrange that.
All I need is a charge blaster by my side. I ain't putting my faith in some hokey old religion.
Well, I believe that you would find the Book of Mormon to be more powerful than any blaster, and it serves to recharge us rather than us needing to recharge it.
Yeah, whatever you say, kid. What is it that you guys came in here for anyway?
We need a plasma inverter for a Mark 32 hyperbike.
You guys got any cash on you?
Cash? No, we don't.
Well, maybe we could work something out. You see that guy by the bar?
The green guy?
His name is Greedo, and he's looking for me. Now, you guys keep him busy while Chewie and I here make a break for it, and you'll find a plasma inverter on your hyperbike when you get outside.
You got a deal. Let's go, Lehigh.
Aiding and abetting suspected felons. Zone Leader Henson will not like this.
Now, maybe we won't put it on our report, okay? Excuse me, Mr. Greedo, sir. Hi, I'm Elder Jensen, and this is Elder Christiansen.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Will Lehigh and Butch ever get the plasma inverter off of this godforsaken rock of a planet? Will Han Solo try to shoot his way out of his neck scrape, or will he try using the Book of Mormon? Will Greedo join the church just to get away from our elders? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say, I can't believe we got thrown out of a sleazy cantina for bothering the regulars.
Well, beats the heck out of having your arms pulled off by a Wookiee.
On the next eye-crossing episode of Space Elder!
RFH Gina and find out for yourself. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 7:46. Time to award round one of your boners.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you. Did I say boner voting?
Boner voting.
That happens.
Yeah. Your boner voting is brought to you in part by mashed potatoes.
And the Salt Lake Food and Wine Fest started yesterday, and it goes through the 16th. 17 unique events over 6 days. Join X96 at the big event. Meet your maker on Regent Street Saturday the 15th. 10 of Salt Lake's greatest chefs roasting beef, lamb, trout, and pork for you. Tastings of 90 different wines, beers, and spirits. Go to saltlakefoodandwinefest.com for tickets and more information.
So we had boner candidate number one. Sorry, Paul. It was an animal cruelty boner. Listen, Chico was getting pretty close to the end anyway. We have said in the past, pretty much avoid animal cruelty boner candidates because they always win. And we try to avoid them. But, you know, sometimes you're going to be really upset next hour. I've said I'm avoiding doing Trump boner candidates. There's a Trump boner candidate next hour. It's our show. We can violate the rules occasionally. So listen, Chico was getting pretty close to the end anyway. A man burying his elderly dog alive because it didn't get along with his new kitten. For some reason, it was the only thing he could come up with.
He doesn't deserve to be a pet owner.
No, of course not. Boner candidate number two, no more than 3 licks should be given. A Georgia school reinstating paddling to punish students, and we can punish them with a wooden paddle. They even gave dimensions on what size the paddle should be, how thick it should be, and you can only give them 3 licks with the paddle, no more than 3 licks. And then number 3, thanks for making our job a lot easier. A suspect fleeing the police, pulling out a gun to presumably shoot at the police he was running from, but the gun went off and he shot himself. Cassandra won the Salt Lake Food and Wine Festival tickets, and that's really a great prize. And the winner, now all 3 candidates got a lot of votes.
Okay.
And if you added up the votes for number 2 and number 3, they would have almost beat number
See
1.
what happens?
Chico.
It's just what happens.
Chico was getting along in years anyway.
All right, there's your winner of round 1. It goes up against the winner of round 2's voting. We're going to do this again at 8:20. What?
It will be interesting to see animal cruelty going up against Trump.
All right. We got round 2 coming up at 8:20, and we'll take the winner of that and throw him in at 9:20 for boner fight.
Of course, I'm presuming that Trump will win round 2. That may not be the case.
Yeah.
May not be.
Hello, yeah, what?
What is hello, yeah, what?
Hello,
Anything.
yeah, what?
It's anything.
Anything you want to talk about?
Maybe you want to talk about how what you'd do if you had your own radio show, Paul.
Now, don't be that way.
No, Paul. Yeah,
No,
you see, Gina.
No,
Gina's right,
you.
Paul. Don't be that way.
You. 877-602-9696. Everybody says we shouldn't do this, and every time we do it, we say, yeah, we probably shouldn't have done that.
Don't be that way, Gina. Why are you being that way? 877-602-9696. Anything you want to talk about, anything. You can, maybe you want to talk about Proposition 2, the medical marijuana. Maybe you want to, maybe you have
a homework question.
Yeah, we used to do homework for people all the time. We haven't had a good homework question in a long time. Maybe you're having some interpersonal problems that you would like us to deal with. We'd be happy to deal with that. Problems with your spouse. This is a perfect time. Baby naming. Perfect time for baby naming. If you're stumped or having an argument about what you should name your baby, we can help with that. Band names. This is a good time for band names.
Run them by us. We'll tell you whether they're a good idea.
If you have an event you'd like to tell us about.
877-602-9696.
We invented this radio feature. Then people just kind of ripped us off, and it turned into talk radio. I wish there had been some way we could have patented
no way to
it.
patent that kind of thing unless you're ahead of the thing, you know?
Maybe you're sick. Like I am getting sicker as the morning goes on.
Are you really?
This is great news because I'll be leaving.
That's not your problem.
Tomorrow. And
it's my problem.
It's Bill's problem. It's not your problem.
Yeah. So what kind of sick are you getting?
I
just
feel
the
like
kind of
my throat hurts. I got a little cough.
Okay. You guys better start planning on what to do.
I will be here.
Because she won't be here tomorrow.
I will be here.
No, we'll be fine.
I'll be here.
We'll be fine without her.
What? No, you won't.
Yeah, we would.
I will be here. I'm fine.
We'll be okay.
It's you and Richie. You know that.
We'd be okay.
Okay, I'm just wondering if you're thinking that it's another.
We'd be okay. 4 hours of me. 4 hours of me being exasperated and pissed off at Richie would be wildly entertaining. All right, let's go to the phone.
It's our London friend of the program.
Hello, yeah, what?
No, it's Landon.
Is it Landon?
It just says Landon.
This is London. Sorry.
It's Landon calling, not London
Sorry,
calling.
London calling.
Hi, Landon. Hi.
I like how you all like find out the bone candidates and how amazing you are.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Thanks,
that's
Landon.
nice, Landon.
How old are you, Landon?
7.
7, and now are you not in school?
I called I'm gonna go to my school, but I called you last year.
Oh,
I remember Landon. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Landon. Are you on your way to school?
Yep.
Okay. You have a good day. Okay.
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 Thanks for listening, Landon.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
We have to get the next generation.
Can we have a call trace on that? We need child and family services.
Yes.
No, Landon's parents are smart, wonderful people.
Tyler is here.
Hello, yeah, what?
Turn down the radio.
Hi, Tyler.
Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah, what can we do for you?
Hello, yeah, what?
Well, thanks for letting me listen.
You're welcome.
I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
First is a traffic reporting from Gina. Now, Gina, I love you, but every morning you talk about the traffic up in the Layton area, and there's always accidents between Tealfield and Layton Parkway. And I just want to say that like 95% of the time, I drive this every morning and at the same time, around 7:30. And every time you say there's something going on, there's never something going on. So I want to be an advocate and say we need to get JT back.
Well,
now,
listen.
I will tell you that JT had access to the same information.
Yeah.
She would read from the UDOT traffic website, which I am looking at now.
Yeah, that's what JT used.
I am only as good as
And it's that UDOT system is not quickly updated.
No, and that's why I always say, and I hope you have taken advantage of this. Please let me know. 33986. So right here, is this you? Slowage I-15, Layton Hills Mall, slow and go through Kaysville. Did you send that in, or did somebody else?
No, I didn't send that in.
Somebody sent that in just now, and that's via our text line. Please send me stuff. I just as soon use that rather than UDOT, but I'm not out there driving, so the only thing I have is UDOT.
Tyler, time to be part of the solution, all right?
Fair enough. I'll try to do my best.
And did you have another question, Tyler?
Well, I'll just leave it at that. I'll submit my list of things.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. See you later.
Thank you very much, Tyler. All right. This feature will continue if you insist.
Hello? Yeah? What?
877-602-9696. We just did traffic. Did you want to?
Jackson and Andrew, hang on, okay?
And JT didn't have some magic traffic wand that, made her appear at every traffic incident so she had an eyewitness view. I am only as good as the information I am given. Like right here, there's a crash, westbound I-215 at 50 East in Salt Lake. UDOT is telling me.
Well,
They're also saying
JT could read it better than you can. Maybe that's it.
Crash southbound I-15 at 13th South off-ramp. Left shoulder being affected there.
Maybe more energy.
Wreck 16 South in Monroe and Ogden, slowing both ways, a friend of the program says. Somebody also says, Tyler's full of crap. I commute through this drive every day, and it's been backed up from Clearfield to Layton. So who am I supposed to believe, Tyler or this person?
Don't be like that, Gina.
Quite a bit of traffic. I-15 southbound at 10th North exit in Salt Lake. Thank you very much. Eastbound I-80 at 7th East. Stopped. Ain't going anywhere fast, somebody else says.
I think Tyler and Paul are friends, Gina.
Somebody says, lucky Tyler, I hit that traffic every morning. I don't know who to believe anymore. Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest is here. Enjoy classic German beer, food, music every Saturday and Sunday through October 21st. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
All right, Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES vision.com.
One thing is for sure. You need good eyesight to be driving out there, and it'd be nice to be able to do it without glasses or contact lenses. It really is better to be driving without glasses or contact lenses if your vision is good.
I like to drive with the windows down and the music on, and there were often times with my contacts that my eyes would just dry right out with all that wind going around me.
Yeah, so that's why Hoops Vision has taken those glasses, those contacts away from you with their all-laser LASIK procedure, and right now you can get $800 off your procedure at Hoops Vision. That's right, $800 off. All you have to do is call them for a free VIP consultation. Their phone number is 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-305-2745. You can go to their website. Now, it's spelled HOOPES, Hoops Vision. Go to hoopsvision.com. We've had it done. You should have it done, too. You will love not having glasses at Hoops Vision.
We want to put $500 in your pocket. Listen to X96 every... at RFH Cary. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, it's 8:04, and this feature.
Hello, yeah, what?
Brought to you by anybody, Gina?
Well, how about by Real Big Fish? And at the end of this, we'll give you a keyword and tell you how you can win tickets to Real Big Fish.
All right. Stand by for that. Let's go back to the phones. This is Andrew.
Hello, yeah, what?
Good morning, Andrew.
Hey, good morning. Been a friend of the program for about 15 years.
Thank you. What can we do for you today?
Hey, I just had a question. You guys used to promote a hypnotherapist a couple of years ago, and I cannot remember who it was.
We didn't promote. We had a friend who was a psychologist, and we used him in a comedy sketch. Ed Hafen.
The smoking therapist.
The smoking hypnotherapist.
He wasn't a hypnotherapist.
No,
he was just a
smoking therapist.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. I would not promote hypnotherapy.
No, probably. Carrie's very anti-hypnotherapy. And then what was the guy's name?
There was a hypnotist.
That wasn't a therapist at all.
He's not a therapist.
What was his name?
Vincent Lords.
Vincent Lords.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah,
He's
just a showman.
He's an entertainer.
So basically, we have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, what?
Is that helpful at all?
Can you give us a little more? Or?
Well, I thought it was a female. I thought her name was like Allison, or something like that.
No idea.
No. We had a psychic, Margaret Ruth.
Maybe that's who it was. Okay, so it wasn't a hypnotherapist.
So she doesn't use hypnosis.
What problem are you having? Maybe we can help you.
Let's do that.
I was just in Afghanistan for about 2.5 years overall. And just got like PTSD.
All right.
Okay.
So, did you want some help for that?
Yeah, I was just looking for some help, and I swear I thought you guys did a hypnotherapist a little while ago, and just the medications aren't helping out anymore.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Have you gone alternative means?
Have you gone to the VA and asked for help other than medication?
Oh yeah.
And nothing.
Yeah, they're not doing anything.
Listen,
they're not doing anything.
Listen, let me. We're going to put you on hold. Leave your number. We talked to a guy on Friday on a show we did.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Who has a group, an organization for guys who've come back from Afghanistan and Iraq, and it's a support group. Guys who have PTSD. He's a really nice guy, and I don't remember the name of the group even right now.
We'll get it for you.
We'll put you in touch with him, okay?
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We'll put you on hold. Just leave your name and phone number, and then I'll make sure you get the information, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Andrew.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew. All right, let's go to...
Did you put him on hold?
Oh, damn. Andrew, call back.
Andrew, call back.
I hit the wrong button.
Carrie hung up.
It's right next to the other button.
And you accidentally...
Yeah.
Or you can email... radiofromhell@x96.com. We could get you that way too.
All right. Yeah, call back. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right. Hi there, Jackson. Welcome.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hello, good morning. How
Morning.
are you doing?
Good. What can we do for you?
So, I called last year with a couple of ideas for a band name. Kind of garbage, but I've since finished my music project that I've been working on, and I've been trying to come up with a name and such. My name is Jackson. Right, and I searched it up, and there's no artists or like bands or anything called Of All Trades or Of All. Like, do you think that'd be
Jackson of All Trades? Is that what you're going for?
Well, no. Like Jackson wouldn't be there at all. Like the only part of the band name or the music name would be Of All Trades.
No.
No.
Unless you're a one-man band and you play all the instruments.
And I wouldn't even.
Well, I mean, I kind of do.
I wouldn't even do that. Of all trades?
You do? You play all the instruments?
Well, I mean, I go through and I mix them and I make sure that they're all set. But yeah, no, I play all the instruments. I do all the music myself.
But Of All Trades is not a good band name.
Well, it is easy to spell. You don't mispronounce it. I'm not against it. It's not knocking me over, but I'm not against it.
It's just not sexy. It's not.
Bill wants you to be sexy.
It doesn't have any. It doesn't have any
pizzazz.
Pizzazz, yeah, exactly. You see, Jackson, we said that word at the same time. It doesn't have any pizzazz. Yeah, I think you're trying to be more clever than, than...
What kind of music is it?
Well, it's so with the Of All Trades, just like for my first album of stuff, I gave myself a challenge to take 7 different types of music, like, a couple different genres, and make music based on the 7 deadly sins for, each thing. I don't know. I thought it was a cool idea. I really enjoy it and such. And so I figured that with all the different genres and all the music, blah, blah, blah.
I see what you're going for.
Why don't you just call the band Jackson?
See, I could do that, but there are so many, just single name artists and such, and so it's like, I don't even know.
It seems to be working for them.
You've used the phrase "and such" a couple of times.
How about that?
Why don't you call
such?
it "and such"?
Such?
Yeah.
Boom. There
Okay,
you go.
done.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
That was easy.
And such.
Jeez. Justine is here.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Justine.
Hello.
Hello.
So I don't quite have a baby name approval, but I did call a few years back, and you approved one of my baby names.
What was it?
And I'm not going to say it, and here's why.
Okay.
I had a few people ask me why I loved it so much, and I said I always loved it, and then Bill let little Mrs. Bill's name slip on the air a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then it immediately took me back to 9th grade when he had let it slip on the air, and I fell in love with it.
So you named your child after Little Mrs. Bill.
So Little Mrs. Bill's, you named your little girl Little Mrs. Bill.
Exactly, and that just goes to show how much you guys are ingrained subliminally.
I think it's pretty tough that she's going through life with the name Little Mrs. Bill.
Exactly, I know. I just fell in love with it, though.
Well,
all right.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Justine.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Laura.
Hello, yeah, what?
Hi, Laura.
Laura.
Hi. I just have a message just for Andrew, the person who just called a second ago.
With the PTSD?
I just wanted to let him. Yeah, I just wanted to let him know that his story really broke my heart, and that I don't really have any resources to connect him to, but I just want him to know that I can almost guarantee that I'm not the only person who his story touched, and I'm a big believer that when you throw things out into the universe, they'll come back to you. So I just wanted to wish him all the best and to keep looking for help, and that I know there's a big group of people rooting for him and hoping he'll find it.
Thanks, That's
Laura.
nice.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you, Laura.
We were able to track it down a little bit. The group is called continuemission.org is the website for Andrew and anyone else who finds himself in the same situation. And it's Sergeant Hansen, and we're going to get that over to Andrew.
Did he call back?
He did call back.
Oh,
we got
good.
his phone number, so I'll get back in touch with him.
Can we post that
You bet.
information
Let's
again?
do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll do that on Facebook and Twitter, Radio from Hell.
It's a group for men and women veterans, Continue Mission, and they do they have activities. They do all kinds of things together, and I think they have some therapy sessions as well. But and that the guy who runs it was just great. So.
All right. That's
Hello, yeah,
Bye,
what?
Laura.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's do our Real Big Fish giveaway, shall we?
Okay.
We've got X96 presenting the Tickle My Tiki Torch, featuring Real Big Fish and special guest Ballyhoo. And
that'll
we
be a
are
good
the
show.
Union, Tuesday, October 9th at the Complex. Tickets are on sale at the Complex, slc.com and smithtix.com. Or you could win some right now. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you'll text that to 33986. The keyword is blobfish. That's all one word, BLOBFISH, blobfish. Text it to 33986. Here you go, Tyler. Or was it Tyson?
Tyler.
Crash on westbound I-80 at State Street on the right shoulder. Traffic is backed up to 13th East. Crash northbound Mountain View Corridor 90th South. All lanes of travel are blocked and getting by on the right shoulder. Traffic is backed up to Daybreak in that area. Crash northbound State Street 39th South. Crash northbound I-15 at the Pleasant Grove Boulevard off-ramp. Right shoulder affected there. Crash northbound I-15, 152nd south in Salt Lake. And crash westbound I-215, 5th east in Salt Lake. Right shoulder affected there.
None of that will help him because he's in the Layton area. Gina.
Apparently, there's nothing going on there.
I bet there is. You just missed it, I'm sure.
He thinks there's never anything going on.
All right, here's Boners Round 2 coming up. These are the titles. Boner candidate number 1. I know that I said no Trump boners, but this is... boner candidate number 2, well, it seems like she has a pattern. And boner candidate number 3... we saw a public need, and we attempted to fill it.
All right. There you go. Boners Round 2 coming up, along with Big Boy News and a Pinuendo right after these. Ranlife.com is the website.
Housing prices, they've gone up.
And that means if you're already in a home, that means your home's worth probably more, and you could borrow against that to do things like fix it up.
So what do you qualify for now, too? You might want to know that if you are in the market for a home. How often do you think about how nice it would be to move, maybe get some more space, get an extra room? What the problem is, it takes so long to get the mortgage application process. Well, with Ran Life, 10-minute prequel, they say, 10-minute pre-qualifying. You can call them right now, and within 10 minutes, you will have a good idea of what you qualify for.
And then that way, when you're house hunting, you can have a better idea of what you're in for.
Yeah, if within 10 minutes, you can even get a good idea of what your monthly payments would look like with Ran Life. So call them today, 801-478-4500. That's 801-478-4500. See what you qualify for in terms of a mortgage and what your monthly payments would look like. 801-478-4500 or ranlife.com.
X96 presents the final nights of the Salt Lake Community College Twilight Concert Series.
Flay. Flay. Spell it with me now. F-L-A-Y. And now we'll use it in some dialogue as LeVar and LeGrand have gone to the food court at the mall for lunch. Again, the word is flay.
Oh, I am full. That was a mighty good meal, LeVar.
Yeah, pretty good.
Hey, you think that me having a large order of chili cheese fries at the A&W was good for me?
Well, I don't know if it's good for you or bad for you, but you eating them is bad for me.
What?
I mean, we're going to have to drive home with the windows of the pickup rolled down for sure. What a smell.
Sorry. Well, I wonder if them fries was good for Mart. I'm kind of getting chest painy since I ate them.
Probably just some big old gas bubble trapped near your left ventricle. You know, you should have had what I had for lunch. A hard, healthy sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
Eating them fries was worse for you than eating a big old hunk of filet mignon. All that fry grease is going to go right to your arteries.
Oh, hey, how come they call a filet mignon a filet mignon?
I don't know. I guess because it's a flame-broiled piece of meat that is so thick and heavy that when you eat it, you get sleepy and start to yawn. Therefore, i.e. and etc., a filet mignon.
Oh, filet mignon.
Yeah, filet mignon.
Ooh, looky here. Here's a blood pressure machine here to the drugstore in the mall. Let's see. Let's pop in a quarter, and I'll check my blood pressure. See if them fries has pushed it up any.
All right, go ahead.
I'm sort of not feeling too good.
Put the quarter in there, then. Go.
You have to squeeze your forearm a little. You must be absolutely still, but relaxed during the test.
What's it mean? It's going to squeeze your arm there.
What's it doing now? It's like clamped down on me like some kind of ferocious animal.
I don't know. What? Oh my God, what's this flashing light mean?
I don't know, but
it's flashing real fast.
It feels like my heart is starting to speed up really fast.
You don't look so good, LeGrand.
I'm feeling kind of weak and pale like.
What? You're pale, you're drooling. What's wrong with you?
I'm not feeling too well. Get my arm out of here.
I can't get your arm out. It's stuck on there.
Can't take this anymore. It's squeezed my arm too hard. I'm feeling faint. Everything's going kind of flat.
Somebody call the paramedics.
Test is finished. I will display the results. You may remove your forearm. I didn't get enough information that time to give you accurate readings for everything. If you want to try again, push the start button to begin the test.
No fetching way. I'm not going through that again.
Well, said you didn't get it right the first time.
I'm not going through that again. Let's just run over to the Chick-fil-A and get me a soft serve ice cream.
Okay. Organ. Spell it with me now. O-R-G-A-N. And now we'll use it in some dialogue. Here they are then, our two Utah men, Elder LeGrand R. Dunn Jr. and his disreputable friend LeVar. Again, the word is organ.
Thanks for joining me here to the hospital and keeping me company, LeVar. Brother Jensen from my ward is having his prostate tuned up, and we're taking turns waiting at the hospital for word. He hasn't got any kin or nothing, so the elders' quorum is helping out.
Least I can do, LeGrand. You've always been a good friend to me, so I thought I could just keep you from getting bored. Hospitals give me the willies, though.
Ooh, yeah, not the best place to be spending the day, but Elder Jensen needs our support. I always give blood, too, just as long as I'm here.
They don't let me donate blood, you know, because of that unfortunate dose of hepatitis I had a few years back.
I remember. You were as yellow as a lemon for about a month.
That's right.
Looked like one of them Simpsons cartoon characters.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hand me that People magazine there, would you?
This one here with Mickey Mantle on the cover?
Yeah.
Too bad about the Mick kicking off like that right after a liver transplant.
Well, he abused himself, LeVar. Smoking and drinking. You should take a listen.
You know, my cousin up in Portland had to get a transplant. He's doing fine. That was a couple of years ago.
Oh, I didn't know you had kin up to Portland in the Northwest there.
Oh, yeah. My entire family comes from Oregon. We got started in Eugene, Oregon, but then moved to Portland, Oregon when I was just a shaver.
Well, how come you moved to Portland? Your dad get a better job?
Nah, we moved to be closer to Mom after she was committed to the Oregon State Mental Hospital just outside of Portland. Turned out okay, though, because the welfare office in Portland was open on Saturday.
By the way, LeVar, what kind of transplant did your cousin get up there in Oregon?
Hair plugs. Got himself a hair transplant.
Well, that's real serious surgery.
Hey. Now, don't you go making light of that. Them things can get infected. All right, 8:22. Remember that info. You're going to need it here in about 10 or 12 minutes for Boners Round 2. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You'll decide with your vote. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight? Get that chance to become Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it's just the winner of Round 2. It has to defeat Round 1's Boner voter winner. We did that an hour ago. You missed that. Well, we'll take both those candidates and put them into the Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when Boner Fight happens. That's when you decide Boner of the Day. So 2 candidates now. A third after the news.
Once you've heard all three, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a gift card to go see our friends at Quarters, Salt Lake's Retro Arcade Bar.
Here's voter candidate number 1. Look, I know I said no Trump boners, but this is really too much.
Is that the name of it? I know I said no Trump boners.
Mm-hmm. This is too much. President Trump's commemoration of the September 11th terrorist attacks did not go smoothly. Early in the day, he was roasted on Twitter for a strangely exclamatory tweet simply noting the passage of time. So early in the day on September 11th, he tweeted, 17 years since September 11th, exclamation point. Then it didn't get any better from there. As he arrived at a memorial ceremony in Pennsylvania, he greeted, this is a solemn occasion, and he greeted supporters, and there's a picture, you can see it at x96.com/live. He greeted supporters with a double fist pump.
Yep.
Like, yeah! A second image showed Trump giving a thumbs up as he arrived at the Flight 93 National Memorial Visitor Center. Yeah, all right, thumbs up, baby.
Keep them flying.
Keep them flying.
That's what that means.
Yeah. In a third image tweeted by Trump, the president claimed he was departing the White House for the memorial service, but viewers on Twitter noted that he appeared to have recycled an old image present in the photo that he claimed was a photo of him leaving the White House to go to the ceremony. Former White House Communications Director Hope Hicks, who left in the spring, as well as Omarosa, the former aide who was fired last year, departing Washington, D.C. to attend Flight 93 September 11th memorial service in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, with Melania.
And also people pointing out, even if it wasn't able, you weren't able to see those people that don't work there anymore, it was a miserably rainy day yesterday in Washington, D.C., and that photo is the sunny, beautiful day from...
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
We're arriving at the 9/11 memorial service at Shanksville to kick ass and take names. Yeehaw! It's so awful.
Yes.
So tone deaf. You know I said no Trump boners, but this is just beyond the pale.
You have one of the landmark buildings down in the financial district, 40 Wall Street. Did you have any damage, or did you know what's happened down there?
Well, it was an amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest.
Because that's what's important.
That was his comment on the planes flying.
Yeah. All right.
Boner candidate number 1. Here's boner candidate number 2. You know, it seems like she has a pattern. A Southern California woman is being investigated for allegedly trying to scam people into giving her thousands of dollars worth of gifts that she claimed would be distributed to firefighters battling a series of fires. Ashley Bemis, a 28-year-old from San Clemente, hasn't been charged yet, but investigators say she pretended that she was married to a firefighter named Shane Goodman in order to receive $11,000 worth of donations in cash and gifts, including blankets, socks, and food. The problem was firefighter Goodman didn't even exist, even though Bemis made it seem as if he did on social media. During one blaze, she posted on Facebook, "I got a text today from Shane saying it's pretty much a living hell out there." On August 10th, appeal from her on Facebook for supplies. People generously sent her blankets and food, air mattresses, and other items. Police said she then sold some of those gifts. Authorities say they got wise to Bemis's alleged scam after a California fire employee got suspicious and checked the name Shane Goodman in an internal database. The employer discovered that no such firefighter even exists.
But Goodman, that sounds like a firefighter's name.
Carrie Braun, a spokeswoman for the Orange County Sheriff's Department, told the Times that investigators have since interviewed Ms. Bemis as well as several people who donated to her. Seems like there's more than one fire near this smoke. We also collected evidence related to some past scams, including some possible faked pregnancies that she has done in the past and fake baby showers that she has done to collect gifts from people.
She's a horrible person.
She came to the school, said she was pregnant. There was lots of suspicion, but she played it up very well, and people believed it and threw her a baby shower, and then the deceit came out. Authorities have urged anybody who contacted Ms. Bemis who donated to Miss Bemis, to contact investigators. Boner candidate number 2. You know, it seems like she has kind of a pattern.
And these things make people suspicious of donating to real causes and real.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm suspicious
Well,
of it.
and you should be. Check it out. You know, you should check it out a little bit before you donate.
All right.
Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. But, you know, we saw a public need and we attempted to fill it.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 for round 2. After this big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Black Turtle is hiring full-time, part-time customer service representatives with competitive pay, health and welfare benefits, paid training, holidays, vacation time, no weekend shifts. Apply online today at jointheturtle.com.
So it looks like Hurricane Florence still churning away, churning slowly. A very dangerous hurricane.
You're just trying to whip people into a frenzy about climate change, Bill, by bringing that up.
Is that right?
That's what Rush said.
Rush said that, yeah.
Florence catapulted from a Category 2 to a 4 over the span of several hours. That's unusual. Astonishing winds aren't the biggest danger, though. It would seem that Florence's storm surge is what's going to be, they think, is what's going to be horrible. The storm surge has the highest potential to kill the most amount of people, said FEMA Administrator Brock Long. It also has the highest potential to cause the most destruction. The storm surge is basically a wall of water that will swallow parts of the coast. Also, there will be massive inland flooding, they are predicting. And it's barreling toward people who are not used to having big hurricanes hit them. The Carolinas will likely bear the brunt of Florence's wrath, but that part of the East Coast rarely sees any major hurricanes. And in the 29 years since Hurricane Hugo struck, the population of those coastal Carolinas has skyrocketed. There's 25% more people living between Charleston and Morehead City, North Carolina, than there were when Hugo made landfall almost 30 years ago now. Robert Redford says that he is, in fact, retiring. He says he just finished, I think the movie is finished now, a movie called The Old Man and the Gun. And he says, I'm retiring from acting for sure. He says, I can't go on forever. I'm 82. And
what more do you want from me?
I mean, really, I can't last forever.
I've done a lot of acting.
But he did say, I might direct some more. So if if I feel good, I might do some more.
Enjoy my vast catalog of work.
There's something there for everyone.
Now, stage work, I have always wanted to try clowning. No, he's let him have some.
Let him sit down.
Yeah. A man, this is an awful story, man. This is just, you don't know. A man who South Salt Lake police have arrested multiple times over the last month, including arrests for a child kidnapping investigation, was arrested again Thursday night for allegedly attacking a woman at random. What? Okay, just Gina, you don't have to voice it. Everyone is going, why? His name is Osmane Kamara. He was booked into the Salt Lake jail for investigation of kidnapping and assault. A woman was walking on Redwood Road. After 10 p.m., Mr. Kamara ran across the street and hit her in the face. He then allegedly dragged her across the road into a parking lot. People outside of a market, the African market on Redwood Road, observed what was happening and stopped the abduction. The police said that Mr. Kamara then went inside the market and seemed to just wait for the police to arrive. The woman was treated for serious facial injuries. Thursday was not the first time, though, that the police had dealt with Mr. Kamara displaying violent and erratic behavior. The police are frustrated that he was even on the street at all on Thursday. On Wednesday, he had been arrested for trespassing, lewdness, drug possession, and failing to stop for police. He'd also been arrested on August 17th for investigation of child kidnapping. He'd been acting erratically around a couple and their child, touching the child, trying to take the child.
I still have not heard why he kept getting released.
He has been released he was booked into the jail and then released because of overcrowding.
Oh.
Does that mean everybody in the jail is worse than him? Because he sounds pretty bad.
Salt Lake County. Now, formal charges hadn't been filed in a case as of Friday, and he was given a pre-file release. Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill said that his office never received a screening packet from the police, so it was impossible to file charges. If the police report never makes it to the prosecutors, charges can't be filed. So there's all this kind of bureaucratic snafus, but it seems clear there were enough people around to say, this guy's got problems, and that means he's causing problems for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So he's being a bad guy, but he's obviously got mental problems.
Repeatedly.
Yeah. So I don't know why. I mean, it's easy to sit back and say, well, I don't know why somebody, but that's what you have. I don't know.
Over and over and over again?
Yeah, you would think that someone could say, hold it. He has serious problems and is a menace to not only the public, but to himself. Carrie, story for you.
Quickly. A
jump in reports of sexually transmitted diseases in Idaho has health experts worried. I know that you're always interested in STDs. The Idaho State Journal reports last year there were nearly 6,600 STD cases, including HIV, up from fewer than 6,300 in 2016. Chlamydia, of course, just off the charts, but your favorite one, syphilis, is making a strong showing. I knew you'd be excited to hear about that.
Use a condom.
So there you go.
Sports, weather, traffic.
You want sports?
Well, you don't have to.
All right. Weather. We're in the 80s, and it's a lovely September weather. 83 for a high today. Traffic, that crash in Mountain View corridor is at 90th South is cleared, but there are residual delays in that area you should be aware of. Excuse me. Crash northbound I-15, 89th South and Sandy, left shoulder being affected there. Westbound I-80 at 7th East. Eastbound Bangor Highway, there's a crash at 8th West in Draper, right shoulder affected there. Crash southbound I-15, University Parkway in Orem, left shoulder affected there. Crash northbound State Street, 39th South in South Salt Lake. Now at Del Taco, you can mix and match 2 of 5 classic burritos for just $5.50. Get 2 handmade burritos like the classic chicken and Del Combo, freshly made for $5.50 only at Del Taco. Participation may vary.
You're so not going to be here tomorrow.
I'm fine.
Here's boner candidate number 3. We saw a public need, and we attempted to fill it. Police have a mystery on their hands in New York after at least 3 so-called crack pipe vending machines were installed on public property. And there's now a concern that more vending machines are out there.
They're entrepreneurs.
Who in their right mind would even do something like that to enable and to encourage somebody to do this, said Tony Gallo, a Coram, New York resident. Mr. Gallo is one of many concerned by the vending machines that have sprouted up across Suffolk County. Do they really think they're going to get away with this, Mr. Gallo said. With a simple design, the blue vending machines were cemented into the ground in at least 3 locations in Suffolk County and claimed to contain pens.
Oh.
According to officials, however, $2 got would-be customers a whole lot more than pens. Disassembling the pen revealed a glass tube and filters. Essentially a crack pipe kit. As of Monday, police have seized at least 3 of these crack pipe vending machines. A machine was discovered outside the Fairfield apartment complex in Medford. Another was found near a bus stop in Home Depot, in front of a Home Depot, and one was found near the Coram Commons Shopping Center. There are some people who think they're going to make some money out of this and prey on a community and promote drug use in the community, said Town Supervisor Ed Romaine. Well, they're going to be sadly mistaken, he said.
Well, and people that actually wanted a pen and didn't get one will be sadly mistaken.
Well,
I'm more disappointed about that.
I say this is entrepreneurial spirit. They saw a public need and they attempted to fill it. Boner candidate number 3.
All right, so let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Look, I know I said no Trump boners, but this is just off the charts awful. Donald Trump doing fist pumping and thumb raising and at this solemn 9/11.
This is still your guy, Jason Chaffetz? Really? This is okay.
I mean, it's just too much.
Okay.
And boner candidate number 2, well, it seems like she has a pattern. A woman inventing a firefighter husband to scam $11,000 worth of gifts. Apparently, she's done this sort of thing before, faking pregnancies in the past to get baby showers thrown for her so she could get gifts from people. And boner candidate number 3, look, we saw a public need and attempted to fill it.
All right, here we go. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight, face off against the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. And possibly be boner of the day. So pick your round 2 champion right now, and we'll send it to Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when Boner Fight happens. So 1, 2, or 3, pick the candidate that you think should win this round. This is everyone's favorite new music bed, by the way. I want you to know that. 1, 2, or 3, remember the candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com, look for the box that says Boner Voting September 12, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. Let's go. This is round 2.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop music wingding at the conclusion of Radio from Hell on X96.
Spell it with me now, S-P-I-N-E, spine. And now we'll use it in some dialogue, featuring our 2 Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. Elder LeGrand Ardun Jr. has called his friend LeVar with worries on his mind. Never fails, it's always during my favorite show. Yellow.
LeVar?
Yeah.
It's LeGrand.
LeGrand, how's it going?
I'm a worried man, LeVar. I don't know what to do. It's about Midge.
Well, how is the lovely Mrs. Dunn LeGrand?
Well, LeVar, she ain't herself these days.
What do you mean she ain't herself? Well, who is she then?
Well, she's Midge, but she's not Midge.
Huh?
Well, first off, she's been losing weight, LeVar. She may have knocked off close to 100 pounds. She had to go out and buy a whole new set of moo-moos. And they're designer moo-moos, too. The Don Ho collection.
Well, that is odd, LeGrand.
And she started to wear makeup again.
Huh?
She hasn't worn makeup since we got married, LeVar. A woman with 16 kids doesn't have any place wearing makeup, LeVar.
That is strange.
And it's not even New Skin or Mary Kay, LeVar. It's that kind of makeup that Claudia Schifter wears.
Anything else?
Well, she covered up the I Heart Family Home Evening bumper sticker on the back of the Suburban with one that says, "Mean people suck."
Something is definitely up, LeGrand.
I know. So, I've been kind of trying to track down her whereabouts to see what's up.
You mean you've been spying on Midge?
Well, I wouldn't call it spying exactly. Just keeping tabs, like waiting down the street from the house and then following her car.
Spying, that's what that is, LeGrand, spying. Well, did you find out anything?
Well, when she said she was going to Relief Society, I followed her, and she ended up at the Deseret Gym. I think she may be working out, LeVar.
Well, mayhap she's just trying to get in shape and improve her quality of life. Mayhap she's tired of being as big as a Winnebago.
She's the mother of all my 16 kids, LeVar. She's not supposed to improve her quality of life. Her role as my spiritual partner is to improve my quality of life.
You find out anything else when you was spying on her?
Well, yesterday I caught her waxing her legs and shaving her armpit hair.
The hell you say? We got big trouble, LeGrand. I'm gonna jump in the truck and be right over. That is, if the truck will start. She might be trying to become a feminist or something worse. She hasn't said anything about, taking night classes or the like, has she?
Well, no. What are we going to do, LeVar?
Well, we're going to keep spying on her, LeGrand. Let's just hope that we don't find out that she's going to the symphony or the ballet or nothing like that. Tell you what, though, if we do, you pack them kids up in that Suburban and you ski-daddle out of there.
Bill Allred, Utah's most trusted newsman. Well, it's a title we gave him all by ourselves with no vetting whatsoever. If we say it, it must be true. Radio from Hell on X96.
It's kind of an equivocating statement, wasn't it?
I was going to say, he wasn't supposed to say that part.
Just say
that was in parentheses.
the first part, and then
you hand him a script, and he... All right.
All right. Well, whatever.
Okay. Time to award round 2 of your boner, and then we'll get to things that must go.
Round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by country style pork ribs.
What does country style mean?
No bones.
Riblets.
No. Kind of fatty.
Delicious.
Yeah. And Quarters, Salt Lake's retro arcade bar featuring pinball, arcade games, console gaming, board games, and punk rock vinyl nights, offering a wide selection of craft brews, cocktails, and affordable drink options. Follow Quarters on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or go to quarterslc.com.
Unless it's a slab of beef and a potato, don't weigh in on food, Gina. I think you're out of your depth if it's not a steak or a potato. So we had boner candidate number 1, which was, I know I said no Trump boners, and I've tried. Well, I think I have pretty much. Mm-hmm. I've done a couple that have been Trump adjacent, but not a Donald Trump boner candidate. But this was just too awful. His total lack of decorum and or respect for victims of 9/11, when he went to the ceremony in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and did fist pumping and thumbs up and keep them flying, just awful. And then boner candidate number 2. Well, it seems like she has a pattern. That's the woman who invented a firefighter husband to scam $11,000 worth of gifts. She's done this before, with faking pregnancies to scam gifts for baby showers. And boner candidate number 3, well, we saw a public need and we tried to fill it. Somebody who's been putting vending machines that would vend crack pipes around in New York. So Melanie won the Quarters gift card, and the winner, number 1 and number 2, very strong voting for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But number 1, I know I said no Trump boners, but
all right,
it'll be an interesting boner fight with
animal cruelty and Trump. So boner fight that is the winner of round 2. We'll send it to boner fight. 9:20 is when boner of the day is decided. That's when it happens. Things that must go now, brought to you by Park City Culinary Institute in Salt Lake. Don't be confused. It's in Salt Lake. It's down on, let me see the address, 1484 South State Street.
They're part of this Salt Lake City Food and Wine Festival.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, they've supplied a lot of the chefs for the restaurants around town, like Monica Baez, the sous chef of Gourmandise restaurant. She came to this country. She didn't speak English. She worked her way up at Gourmandise, worked really hard, got their confidence. Gourmandise paid for her to attend Park City Culinary Institute.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
And after graduating, they promoted her to executive chef, and now she's one of the only female executive chefs in Utah. So that's just one way. Or maybe you want to start from the ground up. Maybe you want to start a food truck.
Yeah.
I loved going to the food trucks, and maybe you could start one of those. But why don't you start at Park City Culinary Institute? They have 1 to 3 month programs with day classes or evenings, so you can keep your full-time job and go to school at daytime or at night, full or part-time. You can use the GI Bill to pay for cooking school. And to learn more or to apply today, visit info.parkcityculinaryinstitute.com and mention X96 when you enroll, and you'll receive a free all-clad pot valued at $200.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are really, really bugging you. Things that you just can't stand anymore. Things that must go from your life. If you want to get rid of them, send them to us. Put "must go" in the subject line, and then send it to radiofromhell@x96.com. And if we read it on the air, hopefully it'll go from your life, or at the very least, it'll relieve some of the pressure on you. You'll go, oh, it makes me feel so much better. that I feel relieved, and hopefully that'll happen. So, Carrie, why don't you go first?
Oh, okay. This first one is from my wife. Pharmacies that you've been going to for 15 plus years that suddenly change manufacturers so that and distributors, so that the drugs that you've gotten filled every few months changes from a green-white capsule to a light blue capsule, and the pharmacist doesn't give you a, hey, the pill's going to look different. And so you spend 20 minutes Googling it to make sure that you don't kill yourself. Yes. Just a little heads up from the pharmacist would have been nice. Also, trying to throw away hair that you find on yourself after you get out of the shower, but you're wet and the hair is wet, and so you're unsuccessfully trying to shake it off and throw it away for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see, this one from, it does not say that I can use the name, so I will not use the name. People that stand right where the exit is at the X-ray at the airport to dress themselves instead of taking their items to the end of the area where the benches are.
Yes, I hate that.
Driving to the airport right now? Think about that. People that put their small items in the overhead compartment instead of under the seat in front of them.
It takes up room unnecessarily.
Yes, with the higher fees for checking your bags, you can't do that anymore, all right?
Think before you're dressing to go to the airport. You know, like not a lot of jewelry and belts and try to minimize all that stuff.
This one from Michelle. My must go are terrible humans. Humans who don't pick up after their dogs. Humans who don't have their pets on a leash. If you take on the responsibility of an animal, take the full responsibility. Humans who see caution tape and remove or go under or around the caution tape. Is there a reason? It's there for a reason, and you're a jerk. Okay. Please make these things go away. Geek Show says, hey, make mine a double Gina. I'm still missing your podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this one from Jenny. My thing that must go, Coldplay. If I have to explain, you're part of the problem. All right, Jenny.
Gina?
Good morning, lords and lady. Things that must go. People that think, I put my blinker on so I don't have to check and make sure I won't hit anyone. I'm just going to go ahead and switch lanes because the blinker's on so everyone will get out of the way. One day I will hit you. Your blinker doesn't mean I'm not here and you can merge. Thank you for letting me listen. That's from Chantal. This from Austin. Things that must go. Encores must go.
What?
Really?
Why?
We all know you're going to come back out again and play one of your hits. Can we just forego the ridiculous assumption that we have to stand up and cheer forever to bring you back out?
Well, can't you give the band a break for a moment?
Yeah.
They've been performing all night. Let them take a breather.
That's why they do it.
Yeah.
And finally, what must go is giving every performance a standing ovation. I'm sorry, but not every high school musical deserves a standing ovation, and it ruins it for performances that really do deserve it. Let's save
true.
standing ovations for the very best performances. Don't you ever feel guilted into standing ovation? Like everyone around you stand, oh, I guess I better.
I won't do it.
You won't.
I will
You'll
not do
be
it.
the one guy sitting there.
Yes. If it does not deserve it, I don't do it.
And finally, this from Crystal. My thing that must go is people in Utah using HOCO in place of homecoming. If anyone asks me to HOCO, I will bitch slap them.
Ooh.
Don't ask Crystal to HOCO.
No. All right, let's see. I have a must go of my own. People who tell me that the Three Stooges are not funny. They are funny. They're very funny. And they were the 3, 4, 5, 6 of them ultimately, of all the combinations, hardest working men in show business at one time.
Wait, can I add one to mine? Thing that must go? People that tell me Chevy Chase isn't funny.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. I don't say that Chevy Chase isn't funny.
Yes, you do.
Chevy Chase has been funny. I think Chevy Chase is often overrated, but he's been funny. He's done funny stuff.
All right.
So the Three Stooges, if you go to my Twitter today, at RFHBill, there's just a clip of Shemp doing a bit with a black comedian from the 30s and 40s, and I think it's very funny, and the Three Stooges are funny, okay? Love the Three Stooges. All right, this is from Use Only My First Name, Please. All right, Jay, this is what must go. People who litter. That's disgusting. Folks that don't wave thank you when you let them into traffic or leave the door open for them. People in front of you who open the door but then let it shut when you're trying to get through the same door. The stupid rude lady I got an old swing set from who freaked out when we were using a sledgehammer to try to remove it from the cement in the ground. How the hell do you expect me to move it? It already weighs 700 pounds, but moving it with the cement on each bottom would be even more harder to move. Also, she didn't let my kids jump on her trampoline. Screw you, mean, snotty lady. But thanks for the swing set. My kids will love it.
It's a very specific thing that must go.
Good morning. Please do not use my name. My thing that must go is the annoying vegan at my Labor Day barbecue trying to get people to convert.
Yeah, don't do that at a barbecue.
She was annoying everyone who was saying the plant protein was exactly the same as the regular meat I was serving, and no one could tell the difference. She was so angry that I had to kick her out of the barbecue after feeding her a regular cheeseburger. Apparently, a person can tell the difference. There's blood, amino acids, and fats that the taste buds can sense that's missing from tempeh. Have a taste of your own barky medicine. P.S. Vegans are welcome to my functions as long as they understand Meat alternatives will never take the place of the real thing, and respect others' dietary choices.
Here we go.
Things that must go on the radio.
Okay, I need you to help me with something.
What?
So I'm leaving today for my spring break trip.
Yeah, I was going to ask you some stuff about that.
Going to Maui.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And part of what we're going to do there, we're going to go to Molokini, which is supposedly one of the best snorkeling places in the world. Richie is thumbs up. Have you done this, Richie? Will you come in here then?
And so, what? Why will you do that? Because you won't.
Well,
use
so
snorkeling.
here's
this
the
does
thing.
not sound like something that you will do.
So here's the thing.
Now, is this just you and your husband?
No, the kids are going too. The little kids.
The kids are going to ruin it.
Festus
they will.
Festus is staying home, but the little kids are coming.
One of them will get sick. One of them will.
And so we're going to stay at the same hotel where Joe and I got married.
The Goose Crap Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
They were swans.
The Swan Crap Hotel.
Okay.
That makes it better.
And now, when we were there and then we went on our honeymoon, Joe said, let's go snorkeling. I don't know if you guys remember this story.
Mm-hmm.
We actually played it on Best of this
Did
last.
we?
No, I'm just teasing.
But you guys had the flu or something. Didn't
Well,
you?
there was that, but then we said, we're here, we're going to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and rented. I'd never been snorkeling.
Oh, face in the water. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Went, and he just took me to some beach, okay, we're just going to go snorkel.
Mm-hmm.
And I got in the water, and I put my face in the water, and I felt like I was dying, and I came out, and it lasted 5 minutes.
And why at that point, I wonder, and I should ask him, why didn't he just look at you and go, I've made a huge mistake
because
getting married
in
to
my
you.
mind, snorkeling, it's this tranquil
Well,
pool.
It can be.
Well, and I'm told that's what Molokini is like, because it's like a crater, so
probably,
it kind of protects from.
A
There's
little
not
bit,
big
so you're-
waves coming.
Yeah, there's not a lot of waves like that. No.
So
here's what's going to happen. You, let's see, so Joe and Jonesy and Muhammad are going to be out there snorkeling, and then they'll come back up to the beach and say, Mom, you really should come out here. There's so many beautiful fish to look at. And you'll,
so of course
I'm reading in style.
So of course I Googled Molokini sharks just because.
There's some out there.
Just because
There probably are some, but
because there's beautiful fish to eat.
Did you see some?
We didn't see any sharks. No.
You know what, Gina? If there, at least. I think 6 times a year people are dragged off by sharks at Molokini.
Don't
At least
say
six,
that.
At least 6 times.
Yeah,
a year.
why they let people go there? I don't know.
Okay, Jaws really screwed me up. And I'm not even talking about the movie. I read the book and then saw the movie, so I have double stuff with sharks, and I'm petrified. I don't even like pools that I can't see the bottom of, because there could be a shark down there.
Is Molokini like the one that we went to? In Honolulu,
Hanauma Bay.
Hanauma Bay.
No, so
Hanauma Bay is like a fish preserve, and so they have like a fencing kind of thing that keeps the sharks out.
Yeah.
Is Molokini like that?
No.
All right.
It's just a little landmass, and you can't actually even go onto Molokini. You have to charter out there.
Right,
and
we're
then
on a
you
boat,
just,
and
you just go from the boat into the water, back on the boat again. They don't let you on the land.
Oh, that's going to be bad for you.
Yeah.
I said I needed your help.
So what's your question? What do you need help on?
Here's the help I can give you. Make sure that they have snacks on the boat.
There's drinks. All of them. All the charters will have alcoholic beverages.
Yeah. So have a white wine spritzer, and a bag of Raisinets, or some chips or something, and don't worry about it because you won't get in the water. Oh, thank goodness I already took one.
You planned ahead today, didn't you?
I did.
All right.
I sort of knew we were running behind, so I sneaked out during the commercials. So here it is. It's time for Corey's community and concert calendar.
Yes, it's brought to you by Live Nation, but more on that later. Tonight, hot off the inauguration, 3 doors down at the Utah State Fair, bringing along Collective Soul.
Collective Soul?
Yeah, your ticket for that show will get you into the fair. So Funnel Cake, Collective Soul, and 3 doors down in one night. Live the dream.
I don't think I could.
That was my mic drop moment.
There it is.
I felt like,
Well, you led with that too.
It's a big open.
Follow that.
I just don't think I could stand the excitement.
Tomorrow night is the final Salt Lake Community College Twilight Concert Series show at the Galvin Center with King Princess and Flora Cash. King Princess, she's been selling out everywhere. All over the place. We'll see if we can do it tomorrow night.
It's
tickets,
only $10.
Yeah, it's cheap. 24tix.com. Get your tickets, and we'll see you at the Galvin tomorrow.
And Lyft has some kind of deal.
If you use the promo code Twilight18,
that's it.
It'll save you like $30 up to $3 off your ride. So you save a little cash. They got a drop-off spot. It's just so easy.
It is.
It's so easy.
You should do that, Bill. Bill's going.
I'm going to be there. So.
And you can enjoy a beverage, you know?
Okay.
Also that evening, laid-back, kind of folksy, mellow, Seattle-based Sub Poppers. The Head and the Heart will be at the Union Events Center.
Oh.
On Friday night, Florence and the Machine and St. Vincent will be at the Maverick Center.
Oh, man.
That's just more music. It just keeps coming this year.
And it's all good.
It is. It's all fantastic. Saturday, the 9th and 9th Street Festival. Go down and celebrate one of Salt Lake's cooler neighborhoods. I don't know. They have a stage, I guess. There'll be music. It's fun.
They
can walk around.
They
It's
close
fun.
off
Yeah.
all the streets.
I'll bet you can buy. I'll bet you can buy some tie-dye.
Some tie.
And
You're right.
And some beads.
Some prayer flags for sure.
Right.
Definitely prayer flags. Salt Lake City's Out of the Darkness Walk, of course, is on Saturday at Liberty Park.
I will be there.
Bill will be there. It goes from 9 a.m., I believe, until around 1, I think.
Something like that, yeah, noon 1.
The Urban Arts Festival will be going on at the Gallivan Center. I'm not sure exactly what they define as urban arts.
There's all kinds of things involved.
There's many things.
There are paintings and there's music and
drumming on flipped over Home Depot buckets. I think that qualifies. Things like that.
Graffiti somehow is involved. Yeah.
Oh man, my iPod just refreshed the screen. My iPad. All right, where were we? For crying out loud, Festival Italiana at the Gateway. That's where we were. Italian food, Italian music. There'll be wine. It's free admission.
Bet you can get a meatball.
Goes through Sunday. A spicy one, no doubt. Candlebox will be at the DeJoria Center.
They're still around.
That's a good song.
They're so hot right now.
Are they?
I don't know. I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to help. AFI and Rise Against will be at the Complex on Sunday.
There's too many shows.
Wow, way too many shows. Here's one show that's maybe one too many, but you can't go because it's sold out. Billy Idol at Red Butte.
Billy Idol is sold out?
Sold out. I saw tickets going on the classifieds for up to $450 a pair. For Mr. Idol.
It's a great show.
He's great. And then to round it out, if you can't get to Billy Idol, on Tuesday night, you've got Nothing But Thieves at the Complex, who, if I remember, I've been on the Big Ass Show before.
Yeah, I like them.
So, alumnus, as it were. And that is what's going on this week. It's all brought to you by Live Nation presenting, as I mentioned, Rise Against an AFI with Anti-Flag at the Complex. This Sunday night. Tickets on sale at SmithTix.com. It is an all-ages show. And that's what's up.
Text the word events to 33986. You'll get a weekly update of Corey's community and concert calendar. You can also find all of that stuff at x96.com.
Indeed.
It's a lot of music. It's a lot of music in 1 week.
It is a lot of music. I'm just going to go home and listen to Come Together by the Beatles.
Would you like to come to my hotel room, Bill?
No, well, maybe we'll just put up a picture of Bridget Bardot.
Oh, Bridget, I like
No, Winston Churchill.
Well, at first it was Bridget Bardot. And then John said, how about Winston Churchill?
Stiff upper lip.
It's just, ugh.
I didn't need to know any of that.
Well, I think it's fascinating.
Do we need to remind you about Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor while we're going through this?
No.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, which is weirder
All
if we're
of
really
you.
diving into it?
All of you. Stop.
I don't think that Marlon Brando, Richard Pryor, that's not true.
You think?
It was Pryor's wife,
I
wasn't
really,
it, that said it?
I believe every weird story about Marlon Brando.
I don't think
she has a point.
He was America's most beloved weirdo at the time. Yeah.
And he was a consumer.
Carrie, we're not talking about this.
Oh,
It's a great song. Come together.
All right.
Right now.
Okay.
Over me.
All right. Let's we'll take a break and we'll come back. We'll have boner fights to determine boner of the day.
Yes, we
That's
will.
on the way. Before that, we'll have a reasonable amount of news. But we do need to tell you about Big O Tires.
It's so easy to do that because you go to bigotires.com. You will find there, you'll find a Big O Tire store near you, and you probably will find one very near you because there are 40 Big O Tire stores, over 40 Big O Tire stores in Utah. They are locally owned and operated. There are 2 new locations, Layton and Providence, Utah, Big O Tire stores. Locally owned and operated, but they're more than just tires. You know, they do brakes and shocks and struts and wiper blades and all of that stuff. But right now, Big O Tires would like you to know, they know that tires can be an unexpected expense. So they have no credit needed financing. No matter what your budget and your situation, they have the lowest price on every tire every day at Big O Tires, the team you trust. Multiple lending partners, so financing will be tailored to you. Don't wait another day. Take advantage of their no credit needing financing only at Big O Tires. Remember, the team you trust, bigotires.com.
We want to put $500 in your pocket. Listen to X96. 986 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 9:19 right now. We do have Boner Fight coming up in about 6 or 7 minutes. But first, a reasonable amount of news, and I have Geek breaking news that I can fit in there as well.
Okay.
Brought to you by
Urban Arts Fest, September 15th through the 16th at Gallivan Center. It's the largest free community art. Shut up.
You guys better start making plans for
I
tomorrow.
am going to be here tomorrow.
I think it's going to be Bill, Dylan, and Richie.
It's the largest free community art event in Utah, featuring hundreds of local artists, performers, and musicians. This year's Urban Arts Fest will be headlined by, it's like Charlie Tuna, but it's Charlie Tuna.
Charlie?
I think.
Mm-hmm.
UtahArts.org.
Great. What's the Geek news?
Breaking Geek news. As we all know, the Warner Brothers DC movies they have a hard time. They have a hard time.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman seems to be their one big successful one. I mean, the others have made money okay, but they've not been met with much critical acclaim. I can't explain it. I liked Justice League just fine. It had a villain problem, yeah, but if I were a fan of those characters, I would have been thrilled to see them all on screen at the same time. But it looks like Henry Cavill, your favorite.
Furry-chested Superman?
Your favorite Superman, furry-chested Superman, is out as Superman. We'll have more information probably by tomorrow, so you may want to repeat this on Geek News and find a better source, because this is just coming in. But the story seems to be that they tried to get him to do a cameo in Shazam, which looks great. I think that one's going to be fine. And he kind of balked and said he had a scheduling problem, and they just kind of said, all right, fine, you're out.
Do you think now, so looking back, remember the whole mustache situation?
Oh, that was
do you think he was trying to get out of that
No, that was
back then?
That was the other studio being dicks.
Okay, so that didn't have anything to do with it.
But it is true that the fake mustaches still look fake.
Yeah.
And they said, if he's going to be in our movie, he is not shaving the mustache because it will look fake. This character has a mustache.
It's because DC is too square.
Well, and that's why they're trying to be dark and edgy to get rid of the square thing about it. But
it's because they're trying to be dark and edgy. I think the only
you think they should embrace the square?
Probably. I think the only way they've pulled it off is Batman. They managed to turn. If you really look back at Batman was square, even.
Early on, but then Frank Miller came along and changed
turned
it.
him dark and edgy successfully.
Yeah.
But that's the only successful. And I'm no geek expert certainly, but just looking at it from a distance, Superman is square.
Well, and that was one of the complaints of the Superman movies was that he is truth, justice, and the American way, and they didn't necessarily do that.
People loved those movies with
Christopher Reeve.
They loved those movies.
Yeah,
and they were square,
and he was portrayed as kind of a square.
Yeah, and I think that was fine. And they were a little campy. It was fine. They should kind of continue with that.
Don't cry for Henry Cavill, though. He has a TV series coming that he will be on called The Witcher, which is based on a long-time sci-fi property.
Is chest hair canon in that?
I don't know.
Chest hair Cannon, wasn't he an old country star? I'm Chest hair Cannon.
Bluegrass.
Yeah. History repeated itself. I don't like the way this is written.
Then throw it out.
Norm Macdonald has, this harkening back to when he was booted away from Saturday Night Live. And
nobody remembers.
No.
I was fired because jokes about OJ.
He was supposed to be on The Tonight Show, and he's been canceled. Norm Macdonald's interview with The Hollywood Reporter was very controversial, and now The Tonight Show said, we're not going to have you on as a guest. Macdonald's interview managed to fall on the predictable but disappointing side of a shocking number of pop culture issues, from his hearsay objections to Hannah Gadsby's Nanette. I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a Netflix comedy. Well, she's a stand-up comedian, and she did a show. She's Australian, and it's so very good, and you need to watch it.
Okay, he didn't like it apparently. Well, it says hearsay objection. So anyway, in the interview he supported his friends Louis C.K. and Roseanne Barr, and he also said that he thought Chris Hardwick was a hapless victim of the #MeToo movement. And he's now issued an apology for minimizing the pain of the people hurt by Louis C.K.
Well, because
hurt by Roseanne Barr.
He came out and said that Louis C.K. and Roseanne Barr had it worse than the victims. That was the thing he said that totally floored me. He's like, they've had it worse. Really?
Yeah, he's, everything they've had to go through. It's just...
Norm.
Is he going to lose his show over this, you think, or no?
Don't know. He just shouldn't. He probably shouldn't try to say anything controversial. He should just probably.
I don't think he was trying to. I think he genuinely feels that way about it.
The sister of Wanda Barzee, who helped kidnap Elizabeth Smart 16 years ago, that is Wanda Barzee, not the sister of Wanda Barzee. The sister of Wanda Barzee says she's not welcome at her home or any immediate family's home when she is released from prison on September 19th. The surprise announcement of a new release date came from the State Board of Pardons and Parole, which said it didn't calculate the federal time served when determining Barzee's sentence. That's why all along they've said Barzee would not be released until 2024. Greg Johnson, the Administrative Services with the Board of Pardons, said in a statement, "This is not an early release. On September 19, Ms. Barzee will have spent 15 years in custody, which is the maximum amount of time allowed by her state conviction and sentence. The Board of Pardons and Parole had previously operated under the understanding that the 6 years Ms. Barzee spent in federal prison did not count toward her state sentence. However, a recent legal review of the state sentence statutes and case law has made it clear that the federal time does in fact count toward her state sentence." In an exclusive interview with 2 News, Barzee's sister, who didn't want to give her name, although she's on camera, said Barzee is not fit to leave prison. She's mentally ill, terribly mentally ill, and very manipulative, she said. The sister of Wanda Barzee says she would not be welcome at her home or any immediate family's home when she's released from prison. The sister said she's worried about Barzee being out on the streets, that she will harm someone or someone will harm her. Well then, why don't you try to help her? I understand that you may not want to take on the responsibility.
But even
at the same time...
But even in custody, she has refused the mental health treatment that they've said she needed. I don't know how a family member is going to have any more luck than the state did.
I'm worried that somebody might hurt her.
You're worried somebody might hurt her?
No, her sister says, I'm worried that somebody might hurt her, but she can't come here.
All right.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
Oh, you were wondering, by the way, just parenthetically, if Julie Chen was going to be on
The Talk?
The Talk? No, she's not.
Yeah.
She is stepping away for the time being forever. All right, it's Boner Fight. The winner of round 1 going up against the winner of round 2. Round 1's winner was, in the 7 o'clock hour, listen, Chico was getting pretty close to the end anyway. It's a man who buried his dog alive after it didn't get along with his new kitten. Now, Chico was old. Chico had health problems. So the guy said, well, I'll just bury him out in the woods. And it was time for him to go anyway. Chico was rescued, but was not in the best of health and had to be euthanized. That goes against boner candidate number 2 from the 8 o'clock hour. Look, I know I said no Trump boners, but really, this was just too much. Donald Trump fist pumping, thumb raising, keep them flying at 9/11 memorial services, acting like it was some, great rah-rah rally of some sort. Yes, Gina.
I was just going to say, random boner voter. We've got a registration for 4 people for the Dirty Dash for a random boner voter.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
nice. So there you go. You've got to decide which one of these two is the worst. Which one deserves to be boner of the day? This is Boner Fights. 1 or 2. Remember the candidate number that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Or call 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight September 12. And vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. 300 seconds. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Want music? Listen at 10 for a 1-hour non-stop music wingding on X96.
It's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by ribs and mashed potatoes and some salad.
And Utah's original mud run, the Dirty Dash, is back September 15th, Salt Lake City. Join them for the dirtiest race yet, featuring tons of fun obstacles, deep mud pits presented by Purple, because life's too short to be uncomfortable. You can go to dirtydash.com and enter DirtyX96 to save 20% on your registration.
You look pretty beautiful for how bad you sound.
Thank you.
So we had Boner candidate number 1. Listen, Chico was getting pretty close to the end anyway. A man burying his dog, his elderly, sickly dog, alive because the dog was not getting along with his new kitten. Going up against Boner candidate number 2. I know I said no Trump boners, but this was just beyond the pale. Donald Trump fist bumping and thumb raising and releasing a photo that had nothing to do. It was taken, this whole 9/11 thing, he's tone deaf and inappropriate about it. It just made me want to cry, sort of.
I know.
So that was number 2. And I don't think I'll ever nominate him again.
Well,
I think
I would never say never.
I wouldn't.
I know.
I mean, you've done pretty well.
This might have been the only. I think this is the only time.
You could nominate him every. There's something every day
Yeah.
you could nominate him for.
We could find at least 2 a day. We could easily find 2 a day.
The winner, well, let's see, McKaylee won the Dirty Dash tickets, and the winner was Boner candidate number 2. I know I said no Donald Trump, but apparently our liberal audience, while they were crying for the animal cruelty story, said this was way beyond.
You've got to be really hated to beat an animal cruelty story, especially this animal cruelty story.
Now, the last time we had a moratorium, I believe, was O.J. Simpson.
It might have been O.J. or it might have been Chris Butters.
But did animal cruelty ever? Did they ever best animal cruelty?
I don't know. Animal cruelty has not always won.
Yeah,
it's
rare, but it has not always won.
And I have not put a moratorium on animal cruelty stories. They do get in there occasionally, but so anyway.
So there's your Boner of the Day for September 12. That is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That will happen on Friday. Oh, Steph says Lindsay Lohan was also a...
We just said we can't...
Actually, I think what you said, you'd
while.
never do a Lindsay Lohan story, not just a boner. I thought
yeah.
you said
Stop doing stories about her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She'd become so tiresome.
Although, did you see the video of her dancing that was...
No.
Oh, it's hilarious.
No, I didn't even know she was still alive.
Yeah.
So anyway. Oh, I forgot to do this, a must go. I was going to put it in the must goes, but it happened to me yesterday. Because I was expecting a phone call from a number that I knew I wouldn't recognize, I answered my phone several times, and every time it was a spam call.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Every time.
Oh, Nick had a bunch.
It was for,
it's getting bad.
It was for, well, your car insurance, the registration of your car, if you want to keep the warranty on your car, your credit card is about to...
Oh, it's getting bad.
And I'm just going, what?
I never used to get them at all.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was a live person, and I just hung up. And then the rest of them were recordings. And we need to put a stop to this.
I never used to get them at all, and now lately, in the past few months, it's just bam.
Yes, Dylan.
So we got brand new phones at our desks here in the office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ask me what my phone number is for my desk. I don't know. Nobody knows.
I don't know.
I haven't even activated mine yet.
I have not ever touched it or made a call on it, but I went to sit at my desk last Friday, and I had 2 voicemails, and I thought, maybe I've been fired or something. And nope, they were 2 voicemails of phone solicitation recordings on a number that has never been given to anybody, as far as I know.
Well, it's just, it goes
It's
through
insane.
some kind of a rotary.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But there was some piece of legislation some years ago where they put a stop to this, and now it's back.
A do
not call list.
Right. I wonder if Trump administration rolled back some. I mean, really,
and just didn't tell us.
Rolled back some, or it got lost in all of the other.
I was sitting in my accountant's office one time, and his phone rang, and he accidentally answered. It was on speaker, and it was a solicitation for Cialis and Viagra from a Canadian pharmacy, and he was trying to shut it off.
Hang it up
and he
fast
was so embarrassed, but it was it was a spam call essentially. But
yeah, but I don't get those spam calls.
Well, you don't need Viagra
I
or
know.
Cialis, at least as far as I know, you don't.
No.
So what are we going to do tomorrow, Gina, when you're not here?
I'm not going to talk the rest of the day. I'll be.
You
good.
think that'll fix it?
Maybe.
Your only problem is your hoarse voice?
No, I feel like crap.
Right. So not talking isn't going to help that.
Yeah.
I might take a nap. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Nap.
That's good.
Hot toddy.
So you need to let us know.
I will be here.
You need to let us know with a certain amount of leeway.
By 4 p.m. or
I will be here.
So we can decide whether we're going to try and do a show or we're just going to.
Yeah, text Richie by 4 o'clock if you're not coming in.
Because I've been thinking about maybe I've been wanting to try the white noise show. I think the white noise show might be. It might be interesting to try the white noise show.
No, it will be fine.
Where it's just for 4 hours.
It will be fine.
I have $1. Mm-hmm. Do you want to do a $1 bet?
Whether I'll be here or not?
Yeah, I'm not you. I'm not betting you.
But yeah, because then I could do
right. You control the outcome.
Well, but see, that's you.
We
both,
won't tell Gino how we each bet.
But here's the thing: is that you both know she's not going to come. So what's the point of voting between you two?
I will be here tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, just need to know so that we can get Festus in to run the video so that I can.
He's here
read
tomorrow.
The
He said.
Oh, good.
He was already planning on.
Well, but then we need another intern, Cynthia or Nick, to come in to do the intern stuff.
Nick has school, so he
Nick
can't.
has school. Maybe
It'll
Cynthia.
I'm here. We don't need to do this.
Right. Richie, let's put in a call to Cynthia and see what she's doing tomorrow.
Have her on standby.
Yeah.
Maybe Lindsay Lohan's available.
No, she's dancing in wherever she lives now.
Cyprus.
I mean, yeah, no, it's somewhere.
Yeah, it's like an island or something. I'm sorry, I know that she lives on an island.
See, you've been secretly keeping tabs on Lindsay.
Lindsay would like to point out, not Lindsay Lohan, of course, Lindsay in the chat room wanted to point out to Gina, Larry Hagman had throat cancer issues, so he would spend all of Sunday not speaking to be okay to say his lines for taping Dallas.
What are you saying?
What? Well, that's kind of... Really?
I don't know how to take that, Lindsay.
Not well. I don't think there's any way you can take it well.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Stand by. I got to tell you about Grove.co. Now, there are some of these products in your house, home and personal care products, and you just don't know what's in them. And that's what Grove.co is all about. They carry all kinds of brands of products where you can read the ingredients and know what it is, like Mrs. Myers.
Oh, yeah, I buy that stuff.
Yeah, Method, 7th Generation.
I buy their paper towels.
Burt's Bees. I know you buy Burt's Bees stuff. And that kind of thing. So this is all in one place. And the products have been rigorously tested for health, effectiveness, and environmental impact. They're trying to bring sustainability, safety, and transparency to an industry dominated by products with harmful chemicals and toxins. I mean, you want to know what's in the stuff that you're using. So find out how committed Grove is to its customers with 100% happiness guarantee and free shipping. It's so easy to discover amazing and affordable natural home and personal care products with the confidence of supporting a safer environment for your family. Now, right now, our listeners can try Grove with a 2-month VIP membership and bonus gift by going to grove.co/x96. It's important to do that /x96 so that we get credit for that. That's grove.co/x96, not grove.com. Grove makes it easy to have a happy, healthy home.
Hey, party people, I'm John Smith, and I have for you every single day a 1-hour nonstop music wingding.
One. Oh, it's Carlin's birthday today?
Happy birthday, Carlin.
Our Native American board operator, Carlin Tallbrother.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
I imagine he'd come in and run the board for you tomorrow.
I'm fine. I'm so fine. I'm not fine, but I'm really fine.
What is it that you have?
Yeah, what are your symptoms? Let me go to WebMD.
It's always cancer.
It's throat cancer then.
Well, it's not 2 a.m, though, so maybe we'll get something different.
I'm a little congested, but it's mostly in my throat. I mean, it's been coming on for a couple of days, and I assumed it was the bad air, but I feel crappy just generally, so maybe it's something else.
It's the same thing you always get.
Yeah.
Which lays you out for 2 or 3 days.
No.
Yes.
I get it once a year.
That's what you like to think.
I get it once a year. Maybe twice. Usually just once a year.
Or 3.
No.
Is it because your kids are back in school?
They're not sick. They're fine.
No, but they pass it on to you.
They're just carrying the germs.
Yeah.
They're little
They
incubators.
bring them home.
Guess what's inside of us, Mom?
So my kids are doing allergy shots, which, bless their hearts, they're troopers about. We go once a week and get shots, and
whether they need them or not.
No, I mean it's a series. You have to, and you can't go more than like 10 days between shots, or you got to start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And we were there yesterday, and Mohammed's like on the floor, and there's like this metal pole, and he's like messing with something at the bottom of the pole at like this, health clinic where there's a million sick people around there. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, there's a magnet on here. I want to, but he's touching this, and I'm so OCD about stuff. I'm like, your hands are on the floor, like at this place where
have you ever stopped
a million sick
think
people
that maybe
are,
the reason that they are sickly?
But he's not sick. But I'm like, go.
Well, they have allergies and.
You're touching the floor here. Go wash your hands.
You've not let them be exposed to germs enough?
No, allergies don't have anything to do with germs.
They don't?
No.
You sure?
They're allergic to grass and... What do you want?
I want to know who's been taking Diet Coke out of my desk. That's what I want.
You shouldn't be posting pictures of your hidden Diet Coke if you don't want me to steal it.
Where do you work?
I have it. Well, I sit next to you over in the office. I'm John Smith.
There is a wall there. So.
Well, it's not a wall. It's a cubicle. It's a divider.
Oh.
It's not even 6 feet tall.
I've not noticed that you're anywhere near me.
It's got my name on it. It's right next to yours.
What is your name again?
John Smith. I already told you.
That's John with a J.
So a member of the Salt Lake City Police Department notified me this morning that there has been a theft.
Theft, huh?
Theft at my desk.
There's video evidence.
That's what he said.
I seem to remember hearing you at some point in the not too distant past say to Gina, there's always some Diet Coke in my desk drawer. If you'd like some, you're welcome to take it.
But it's funny.
I seem to remember you saying
it's funny
that.
if I say that.
Yeah.
It's funnier that way.
Yeah, it is.
Which
it
is. And I have left pretty much alone.
Mm-hmm. And you gave me an 8-pack of Diet Coke
right?
One day. The skinny cans.
But this morning I wasn't feeling well, and you understand, John, how sometimes nothing hits the spot.
Absolutely.
Quite like.
I think it's great that you and John are so simpatico. You kind of like you are like.
We've synced up.
You guys vibrate together. I think he gets his monthly cycle. You guys are the same.
We've synced.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is that disgusting?
Yeah.
Gina, you are always welcome to take Diet Coke out of my drawer and or the mini fridge at my desk.
Thank you.
I think maybe you ought to figure out your own supply, though.
Yeah. Well, it's been sort of good for... Look, I have a water bottle. It's full of water that I didn't drink today.
Didn't even touch.
I always keep one in my backpack, just ready, just in case.
A water bottle?
A Diet Coke.
A Diet Coke.
Oh.
There it is.
Emergency. There you go.
It's not cold.
I don't care.
But it's still Diet Coke.
Mm.
No, us not having access to free Diet Coke here has forced me to start drinking water, but
hasn't
made me any healthier.
No, apparently not.
There's water in Diet Coke.
This is the argument I make.
What do you got, John?
A couple of geniuses right there. A couple
of
scientists.
I actually have something really, really cool today. If you are a Rise Against fan,
okay,
how would you like to have a private acoustic lesson?
Ooh.
Lesson.
A lesson.
An acoustic guitar lesson with Rise Against.
That's a good prize.
You will have that at 11 o'clock this morning.
Acoustic
chance to win that.
Yes. Somebody will win. Somebody today. And I'm not doing like a whole qualifying, take 10 qualifiers type of thing.
Carrie, you can't win.
You will have one chance. One person will win.
So just Carrie's tuning up here, just getting ready.
You can't.
That's an E.
I need
Elephants always dance gracefully.
I need the Rise Against guy to help me.
You can never tell if that's the third.
There you go.
All tuned.
All right.
There, sounded
I also have Beck tickets to give away.
Oh, that's even better. All right. Live long and prosper,
No,
bitches.
we didn't record the.
Oh, we got to do the
We got the
promo.
promo.
Okay. All right.
Carrie's already halfway out the
He's
door.
in Hawaii now.
Yep. Thursday's Radio from Hell show is up in the air.
I'll be here.
We'll see. Listen to Thursday's Radio from Hell show, and you'll see on X96.
All right. Good enough. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
I'll be here.
John Smith is next.
Please keep listening.
X96, 1 hour nonstop music wingding starts now.